KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's a great day to be alive on this Thursday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name's Ben Brust. I'm alongside Blues Clues, Packer Backer.
I gotta stop wearing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel I usually can keep track of how often I wear things, but I feel like I wore this maybe within the last 6 weeks.
That's Kyle Wallace you're hearing right now. And yes, it's an unfair thing in this world. I've seen something where it was a news reporter who was a female that, like, wore a different outfit for, like, 3 months, and then she wore one of the outfits after 3 months, and they're like, you already wore that. And then a male news reporter wore the exact same suit every day, but just changed the shirt and tie, and nobody noticed.
How about, you just compared me to a woman? Because you said this is an unfair.
Yeah, but I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I wasn't doing that, but basically, what I'm saying is, you have, I would say, one to 2 months of clothing that you wear, and then you recycle them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
but this shirt specifically, which you can see on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, as we are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, you will see the Kyle in his Blues Clues shirt.
You know, the thing is, I really, when I ironed the shirt last night, I said, should I wear this? Have I worn this more recently than I should have? And I was very concerned about that, Ben. And so now my insecurities are showing as you called this the Blues Clues shirt. And I feel like you said that maybe at end of May, early June.
I know, I've said it. I would probably say, what, 3 times?
Yeah.
Every time you wear it, you're the Blues Clues guy.
This is all bad. This is all bad. I'm a clothes we-wearer.
A clothes re-wearer.
Yeah.
There you go.
We-wearer.
Alex Strofe running the show. 800-990-3776 for you to chime in, like Alex Strofe's going to do.
Kyle, so I was out to lunch with the lady today. Just up the street. I was at a sandwich shop on the corner.
Love that.
And, I'm just sitting over there. And then I see a man with dreads and a Blues Clues shirt walk by.
Oh, wow. You saw me?
Because of the shirt. I saw the shirt, and I'm like, that's Kyle. I wonder where Kyle's going. Where were you going?
I was going to a different sandwich shop to...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I turned the corner a little early. You were taking a good look. Or I was coming back probably when you saw me.
No. You were on your way there. It was all cheeks, brother.
Oh, cheeks. You're welcome. Her welcome, too.
Her welcome.
She gets to see what real booty cheeks look like.
Honestly, though, Strofe doesn't have booty cheeks.
That's what those are.
Yeah, that's what those look like. Interesting concept.
I wonder what you would look like in baseball pants.
Well, I've worn baseball pants before. I played a summer of baseball.
They're like inverted. Like they go in towards the feet.
It's almost like a fold over, right? Like the pants fold over where an ass should be. Yeah.
So when you slid, I mean, how much did that hurt your legs? Because obviously you have no.
I was a forward slider, so I'd get like the arms scuffed up.
Smart. Yeah. Smart with that body length too.
It made me look tough.
Well, and you have long arms, so you can get in the base quicker.
Yeah. It made me look tough though. And the truth was, I
don't know if you can look tough.
I was like 3 of 83 and had 11 errors on the year, but it was
God.
Good stuff. Well, they played
sucked
me at shortstop. This is like my junior year of high school. We a bunch of us D-gens signed up for like this competitive baseball league with local towns, and we named our team the Beavcoons, a crossover of a beaver and a raccoon. We were and
creative.
Yeah, right. It's like a Liger from Napoleon Dynamite.
I love it.
Yeah, and we didn't win a game. No, we won one game, and none of us had any baseball experience. So it was good. Thank you very much.
To the win.
Is this baseball or is this softball?
This is baseball. Oh, real baseball. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, we had a dude that hadn't pitched since he was like 8.
What was he throwing? 50 miles per hour?
If that. Yeah, maybe. And our catcher was like, he had just graduated high school, but he was still in the age group. So he's like ripping cigs and wearing like this reused catcher's gear. He was like a mechanic.
Yeah, it's like a position player pitching at all times. Jake Bowers was pitching in the loss to the Pirates. He went
on Tuesday. Yeah.
He went no hits, I don't think.
No, I don't think he allowed a hit.
He didn't allow a run.
I was watching. I never really do watch this, but it shows you how fast a pitch is. And when Bowers was on the mound, it was like 64 miles an hour.
I thought I saw some 50s in there as well.
You might have.
He got us through.
Got us through.
Struggle.
got us through. Saved the bullpen arms, and they crushed the Pirates yesterday. And I know it's Paul Skeens today, the All-Star.
An hour ago.
Yeah, they're off and running. It's a 110, I believe, for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Sure is.
We can update you there as we go. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. No Brad Nortman. He is out Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And for those who missed it, he is on his way to Napa for his 10-year anniversary.
Cool.
Let's get another round of applause for Brad. I mean, that's really great.
Yeah, him and the liquor he brought and all the wraps and sandwiches he brought.
And that's where I was getting. For those who missed it, Brad is taking his wife to Napa, which is a very romantic thing to do for your 10-year anniversary. He played in the NFL. He worked in finance. You know, he's very responsible with his money. Maybe too responsible, because as we learned, he planned for 2 dinners that they would have out there. He packed food that he was going to check in a bag, and he packed his own wine going to Napa, as well as putting tequila into flasks.
He has no shame. I'm telling you, he has no shame. And again, I am one to admit, because I know what a frugal person looks like. I know what a cheap person looks like, because every day when I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom and I look in the mirror, that is exactly what I see, a cheap individual. But Brad took cheap to a whole another level. He went below the level of standard that I would even go, and Brad has a significant...
And it's a low standard.
But my standard is very low. Even my own girl called me out yesterday saying, you guys are 2 peas in the pot. I said, my pea is not as potty as his. And so I just can't believe Brad actually
sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
I haven't heard that one in a while. What? Oh, that had to do with my hand washing.
Ben's Peter.
My bad hand washing habits.
It does.
Yeah.
But Brad should be ashamed of himself. But I hope him and his lady enjoyed the fact that they had some snacks, and they'll always have something to warm that tummy. And I hope she enjoys the 2 restaurants she gets to go to over the next.
And I
5
hope Brad
days.
learned his lesson that if he was going to bring oatmeal on the plane to eat it before he goes through TSA, so they don't stop, look at the bag, call TSA over to laugh at what's in this bag, because it looks like it's a substance that you shouldn't be putting through security.
Can we just revisit how weird that is?
Well, I
course.
was just about to bring that up, Kyle, because something that I feel like we really let slide by is the fact that he made protein wraps 3 days in advance.
Yeah, that's not weird at all. That's on brand for Brad.
But that's like a soggy tortilla with peanut butter.
It
in
makes
That's
me-
I imagine that they put the tortilla in the freezer.
But what's the point of doing it? What does he have going on in his life? Last night, because he's been packed for 3 weeks. So what could he have going on in his life yesterday where he couldn't take 15 minutes to make his tortilla wrap or fiber wrap?
Fiber wraps.
His fiber
You got to get it
wrap.
right, guys.
Well, I didn't know what he meant by that until I found out it was a fiber tortilla. But what could he have had going on in his life where they could not have waited until yesterday or this morning to make the wrap?
It probably takes, 90 seconds?
Can't take long. Put 3 wraps out there. I think it's a couple chocolate chips, and they're sugar-free with peanut butter that I'm sure has no fat added or sodium or whatever. It probably tastes like chalk. He could have done it.
He's a weird dude. I miss him.
I do too.
Dang, he's been gone for 10 minutes.
I really do want to continue the bit of what we did yesterday. Brad Nortmanisms on Twitter. We learned that he started his Twitter account, and his kicker at the time of the Carolina Panthers, Graham Gano, was tweeting quotes from Brad. And Strofe dug up some gems of Brad's tweets that we put up on the Will Be Back screen on YouTube. So I'm sure Strofe will cook something up there. Look, man. Somehow, some way, I just want to let it be clear here. By no means do I come into the office every day thinking, how in the world is Aaron Rodgers going to enter conversation? Are you the same way?
Yeah, I have a lot of other things that I'm thinking about Aaron Rodgers.
But he just does it. Because when he speaks, I'm like, what is this guy manipulating now? And that's it. I mean, he's a master manipulator. Master debater.
That's the thing. He's so intelligent and so smart, and he understands.
But is he?
No, he is. He's smart.
Is he?
He's one of those smart, manipulative people. He understands that. Oh, he has a way with words, and he understands the influence and power that he has because he's so talented. Anytime you are the coolest kid, the most athletic kid at the school, you garner everybody's attention, and you also garner the fact that people want to please you. They want to be in your presence, and he takes advantage of that as the quarterback when he was at the Green Bay Packers, and now he's doing it with the New York Jets, and he basically has control not over the NFL, but he can pull some strings in order to get what he wants.
Well, let's hear from Aaron Rodgers. He's golfing in a pro-am, go figure. I mean, that's what he does. If he's not missing mandatory minicamp, he's golfing. So this is Aaron Rodgers on the golf course today.
I love Lou Getsy. He's a fantastic coach.
Awesome.
And I love Devontae. I can't wait to play with him again.
Ooh, one more time at the end there because that was a big pause from old number 8.
Fantastic coach.
Awesome.
And I love Devontae. I can't wait to play with him again.
I love Devontae. I can't wait to play with him again. Now, the only reason why this to me is interesting is because, believe it or not, Aaron Rodgers, as we just talked about, is a master manipulator. As part of him getting to the New York Jets, he infiltrated in ways that he wanted to infiltrate the Green Bay Packers, where Goody met him at bringing Randall Cobb back to the Packers to make him feel happy. But he made it very clear he wishes he had some more say on personnel decisions.
He sure did.
And he went to the New York Jets and basically made a wish list, right?
Yeah.
He made a wish list of guys that he wanted to come to the New York Jets. And believe it or not, a lot of guys came to the New York Jets that Aaron Rodgers was familiar with.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got his chance to be a general manager, and he got to find out what that life is really like.
And there was a piece from The Athletic that wrote all about the dysfunction of the offense in the New York Jets system when Aaron Rodgers was hurt because it was built for Aaron Rodgers to run the offense. Zach Wilson, who stinks, was not set up for success by any means because the offense was built for Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know about you, Kyle. Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson, not even in the same, as you would say, universe. It's through the universe.
Zach Wilson is closer to me at football talent than what he is Aaron Rodgers.
I think the ding, ding, ding does it for me as well. Kyle Wallace, he's our Packer backer. He has a dysfunctional relationship with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, what to say? Wait a minute.
I'm not calling out your personal life. He outside of your family, Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre are the longest relationships that I think people have in their lives.
Outside
in
of
this state.
Yeah, outside of family, Aaron Rodgers, and before that, Brett Favre. We could say Green Bay Packers quarterbacks are really the longest, probably most consistent relationship the majority of people under the age of 40 have. Most millennials do not have any, who are Packers fans, do not have any longer relationship other than the one than Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre combined.
So I want to know this. Because I think it's a possibility based off Aaron's track record. If Aaron and Devontae do get paired up in New York, right? It's one thing if it's just Aaron Rodgers, but despite Devontae choosing to go to Las Vegas, because that is what it is, he essentially chose to go play at home and be with a bad franchise. If those two got together, there's some good memories of those two playing together. Would you root for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams if Tay ends up a Jet? 800-990-3776. 800-990-ESPN. We're on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. We hear from you and Kyle and myself. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I will give him that.
Either
I'll give
crush
him
him
that.
or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
That's what acting
Man,
is.
why can't we come together?
Yeah,
right
you
now?
were very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Hey, welcome to IKEA's Big Ready for College event. We're your one-stop shop to get your college student ready for fall semester and save up to 30% on select items.
Wow, perfect timing. I need to get my kids' space ready without breaking my budget.
Oh, how about offers on comfy furniture, clever storage, and stylish decor?
Ooh, sign me up.
Visit us in store from July 10th to July 23rd or at ikea-usa.com/ready for college for more details. Offer valid dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/ready for college for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Alex Strofe is Mr. Irrelevant.
If you're paying him, the expectations you should be one of the 5 or 10 best quarterbacks in the league all year long.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
So the national expectation is this guy is the real deal. And I believe that. But how real of a deal is it?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hurry in and save big at Menards. Owens Corning architectural shingles are designed to offer long-lasting performance while providing ultimate protection. They have a limited lifetime warranty and up to a 130 miles per hour wind warranty. Choose from over 40 options designed to protect your home. Save big on shingles at Menards. #1 in customer satisfaction among home improvement retailers, according to J.D. Power. For more information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. So we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one?
While those two go on and on, let me share something that is not a joke. Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. The installation is completed with no mess and no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results. A new patio door or front door makes for the perfect backstop. How was that one, guys? Ugh, they're gone. Jeff and Wayne love doing the Irish goodbye. Anyway, moving on from the dad jokes, don't miss this great deal from Pella. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply at 7/31/2024.
Wow, he just smashed it out of the park. Speaking of smashing, have you heard about Orange Smash?
Oh, you mean the Devil's Backbone Distilling Company canned cocktail? The one with real fruit juice, real vodka, and a splash of bubbles? It's a home run in a can.
It's the perfect drink for game day, whether you're tailgating at the ballpark or watching from home.
Find Orange Smash canned cocktails at Woodman's, Festival Food, or Pick and Save. Visit drinkasmash.com to learn more. Remember, always enjoy responsibly.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On Twitter at KBN ESPN, if Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams reunited with the Jets, would you root for them? That stems from Aaron Rodgers, who was on the golf course today at a Pro-Am, of course, like we mentioned. Can't be at mandatory minicamps for the Jets, but he can make it through the golf course.
Yeah, Egypt couldn't have waited.
Do we have A-Rod? Because I think the pause is the best part.
Love Davante. Can't wait to play with him again.
Love Davante. Can't wait to play with him again.
Awesome. I love Davante. Can't wait to play with him.
I like what you're going.
With Aaron Rodgers, I just can't. As you tease going to the break, we talked about whether or not we have any interest in seeing them being reunited and playing again. And initially, my initial reaction was like, no, I don't have any interest in watching those two get together again. I'm over that. It's like when you are in a relationship with somebody, you try to force yourself to move on. And I realized,
block them, mute them, don't look at the old pictures.
Yeah, I remember when a girl did that to me, and I'm like, girl, I can email you too, baby. But so
what? You were that infatuated with an ex?
Toxic relationships lead to you doing crazy things.
Clearly.
We've all done
You said
crazy.
you liked him. You're a fan of him.
I used to. Not anymore. I'm past that. And so that's exactly why the reason when you brought up this Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers coming together, I'm like, I want nothing to do with this. But then I said, Kyle, you have to forgive, forget, and let go. And so as part of me trying to become more at peace with the past, more at peace with the fact that Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers as a tandem was a tremendous tandem that gave me a lot of joy and happiness, it was not a championship tandem. So I shouldn't be salty towards Devontae Adams for wanting to leave. I shouldn't be salty towards Aaron Rodgers for wanting to leave, because all they did was entertain and not win championships, which at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. So if they want to go and reunite in New York
and entertain you and not win a championship?
And not win championships whatsoever, because that is their MO. That is what they do. By golly, go ahead and go do it. Aaron Rodgers, go get Devontae Adams, just like you went and got all the others bums.
My answer here to our Twitter poll, which right now, if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams reunited with the Jets, would you root for them? Currently, 34% say yes, 66% say no. One chiming in was with where's the indifferent option. I have a hard time people feel indifferent towards this because, like I said, there's too much of a relationship there with Aaron Rodgers. Whether you want to admit it or not, he was a big part of your life for 15 to 18 years. The answer is yes, and it's because of what Homer said on the Homer Hour.
Oh, what is that?
Homer is right. The best possible scenario for us as fans is to see the Green Bay Packers and the Jets in the Super Bowl. Do I think that Devontae Adams going to the Jets would make them go to the Super Bowl? No. But does it raise the level of chance that the Green Bay Packers and the Jets are in the Super Bowl? That would be drama. That would be entertainment. That would be ratings. That would be gold.
See, here's what I don't like about you and Homer. Homer should be ashamed of himself. Homer isn't his real name, okay? I'm going to start calling him Steve. I'm going to start calling him Steve because of the fact that as a Homer, you don't want that level of stress. Yes, as a fan, fans, not Packers fans, but fans, they would love to see the Packers and Aaron Rodgers match up against each other in the Super Bowl. That is great. But no, he ain't Homer. He's Steve because of the fact that as a Packers fan, the amount of stress you have to go through, because now you're not just playing to win a Super Bowl. You playing to make sure that you don't lose a Super Bowl against the quarterback that you
couldn't do it other than once.
Exactly. You don't want that type of energy in your life. So I am extremely disappointed in so-called Homer and thinking that is the thing that Homers would want. That is something we do not want. We don't want the level of stress. Some people say, well, we want to beat them. But what if you don't? What if you lose to Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl, and then to add a cherry on top, you go on to not win another Super Bowl for 14 more years? That would be awful. So, no, I don't want that level of stress.
Did I change your answer to you don't want to reunite, even if it helps the chances of them being better now?
No. It doesn't change my answer
because you just think no matter what, Aaron Rodgers flames out in the playoffs.
Can I raise my hand?
Yeah, it's just you and me. There's no Brad.
How many Super Bowls did Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams get to as a tandem?
0.
Okay. So what makes you think a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, a Devontae Adams who still has talent, he still has gas left in the tank, but with that offense they got there in New York, that they're going to figure it out in the AFC, they ain't beating the Chiefs, they ain't beating the Bills, and they ain't beating the Ravens.
I'm not disagreeing. I said
they ain't beating the Bengals either, nor the Houston Texans.
They're not beating the Jaguars. They're not beating the Jags. They're not beating anybody. That defense is good, but they can't beat anybody.
They can't beat nobody.
What I will say about the Devontae Adams-Aaron Rodgers combo is, look, in 2020, and that's the thing, part of this is where I agree with you, is 2020 is 4 years ago. 2024 is where we're living in now. Rodgers is coming off a torn Achilles. Devontae Adams has talent. And every Packer fan who's watched Tay has to love what Tay brought. A toughness.
Cooked.
He was so good. But that was 2020 when they were the number one offense in the NFL. The best red zone offense, near historic numbers in 2020, and it was mainly due to the connection of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Now, you got to remember, Garrett Wilson is there. Like, I mean, I'm just throwing the scenarios out there. Like,
they have. I mean,
you can't tell. You can agree with me that Steve, aka Homer, is wrong in calling himself a homer if he wishes that the Packers and the Jets meet in the Super Bowl.
Yes,
but come on now, that would be fun. That would be. Your heart would be racing faster than you've ever had it race watching a Packer game.
I am a fan of watching entertaining football. That's why I love football, because that is what I was blessed and fortunate enough to see as a child. You are not a Bears fan, not because of the fact that you're not from the area, but because of the fact that I
don't want to be a loser.
Exactly. It took you 3 years, because by the time you got to your senior year, you were a Packer fan, right?
Senior year of college?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just indifferent at that point.
And so, but because you were like, wow, that's what really good football looks like. That's what scoring points looks like.
Literally, when I'm in college at the University of Wisconsin, you go on. You're in the you're dating people from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. You're around people from Wisconsin. You end up watching all of the Packer games. And I remember this may be a trigger of like how I found that wow factor of what Green Bay meant.
When you say, is this a bad trigger for fans?
No. Trigger for me of like Soldier Field is a dump.
Yeah, it is.
It's a dump. I walked in for the LSU Wisconsin game into Lambeau Field. It was my first time walking in Lambeau Field. Hit the Tory Low. Oh wow. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it felt big.
Yeah.
It felt real.
Historic, legendary winners, championship.
Look at you go.
You felt
speaking like a true shareholder.
No, you said, ooh, what's that smell? That's winning, Ben. That's
Kyle
winning.
Wallace, Ben Brust here. No Brad Nortman. 800-990-3776. Steven chimes in. Rodgers and Adams. Not as bad as getting a Rodgers Jets jersey. Touche. Adam in the 608 chimes in. I don't care who it is. You stop wearing green and gold, I stopped cheering for you. Jamal Williams was a difficult one because I liked him, but no more green and gold. Bleep him.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Also on YouTube, Timo chimes in. Actively rooting for former players on new teams feels, dare I say, pack religious?
Yeah. I agree.
But
I 100% agree. I am not rooting for Aaron Rodgers to be successful.
But
I'm not
the
rooting.
question was, if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams got reunited, would you root for them? You said yes.
No, I'm fine. I'm not. The word, so maybe it should be no. I'm not rooting. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm like, hey, if they do well, I'll clap.
That's rooting.
That's not rooting. That's
if you're clapping for them, you're cheering. Am I wrong here?
I'm not rooting for them.
I'm not rooting for them. I'm clapping for them.
If they fail, it's like,
Is it bad that I kind of feel the same way?
Like you're not rooting for them, but you're clapping for them?
I'm not actively rooting for them to win.
No, not at all.
But I am actively
okay with them having a connection?
Enjoying the rapport the two of them have. Yeah, like I
as long as it doesn't reach the levels of what I had talked about, of them actually being a true contender.
I mean, if it's against the Packers, I don't care. Because we're winning.
Not against the Packers.
Oh, I'd be fine with that against the Packers.
You're fine with Packers versus...
Can you imagine?
I'm trying to get that for Kyle.
It won't happen. Like they're going to take, at best, third place in their division. The Jets will.
Dang.
But Miami and Buffalo are both better than them.
Oh, man, these pits. You see these? Holy cow.
You got some sweat issues
bad.
going on.
I don't even think it's sweat. I think it's dried sweat. It's not even wet.
Okay, well, then we need to acknowledge something. You're alone right now.
Yes, I am a single parent.
Okay, hold on. You didn't have a breakup.
I'm a single parent for 3 days.
She left you?
She's in New York.
She left you?
So it's just you and the baby right now. This is day one.
Day one. I picked out a shirt.
You're already wearing a shirt that has
I look like you.
stains.
You don't have a place to live, and we make fun of your clothes. Now I'm pot calling kettle black with the pit. I'm the pit stain guy. It's not even wet. It's just overworn.
That's gross. Yeah, that's gross.
Yuck.
And
anyways,
talking about blue
the
flues.
hypothetical of the Green Bay Packers and the Jets in the Super Bowl.
I can't do it.
Why not? You just looked at my pits and then that's it?
I wasn't going to say anything about your pits. I was going to let you live.
I would have let you be too, but I'm glad you.
I had to call myself out. When it's bad, it's bad.
It is,
but you know how that's why you guys are short on the potential making the wedding list, because true friends tell you when you have food in your teeth. True friends rip on Strofe when he has bad outfits.
Oh, so we're true friends?
I was to you. You were not back to me because you didn't say anything about my bad pit stains.
You'll regret not inviting Stroh
to your wedding. Did he not say to your wedding? Well, then I don't have to. Inviting Stroh where?
Well, we're talking about your wedding.
I don't know, but next time you play that. So where? Where am I inviting Stroh? I don't know. There's no context there. I'm going to leave that for the listeners to try and guess.
You're a good producer.
Gosh, you
context there, right?
Yeah, good context.
I 800 call Stroh out for the fact that he wants to be like Steve.
Steve Homer?
No, Steve True.
What's wrong with being like Steve?
Because Steve is not a homer.
Because he doesn't.
Wait, why am I not a homer?
Because you're okay with the scenario of the Packers Jets meeting in the Super Bowl.
Nonsense.
I wouldn't be okay with the Packers losing said Super Bowl.
Oh, well, there's a possibility of that. Would you be okay with the level of stress that you would take on with the fact that the Packers did lose?
They could play the Chiefs. They could play the Jets. They could play the damn Cleveland Browns. There'd be the same level of stress.
It's different.
It's still the Super Bowl.
If you saw your ex out, if you and your ex went out somewhere, or not go out, if you were out somewhere and you saw your ex and she was with an ugly dude, you'd be like, ha! But if she was with some fine, dread-headed king, you'd be like, wait a minute now. I'm over her, but who is that?
If you were dating my ex, I'd have an issue, yes.
Not me, brother.
We're talking about his doppelganger.
Yeah. Devontae Adams.
Wait, you think you look like Devontae Adams?
I am the poor version of Devontae Adams. Shorter, less muscular.
You're the homeless version of Devontae Adams.
I'm the homeless version.
Stroh, is Becoming Relevant going to be good today?
I think it'll be good, yeah.
Oh, that's a glowing endorsement for the audience.
Well, here, I'll give them a better one.
Becoming Relevant with Alex Stroh is always good.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled it up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. What you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
Ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I sent you and get an additional $250 off your project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Check out the newest Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Puce Road. Just walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Ask for me, Haley. I will make you look and feel great. Take advantage of a grand opening special. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Puce Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. The crew is winning ball games here in Milwaukee and around the country. Our team stands ready to help your organization win across North America. Powered by Coakley Connect, our revolutionary facilities management platform. The Coakley crew supports clients across the country manage their real estate portfolio, offering facility-focused products and services, interior design, construction, new furniture, installation, and move management. We'll help you create and manage interior environments that drive your teams forward. Visit CoakleyBrothers.com and hit a home run.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I said it's always good. I thought you were going to play it, the always good thing. What's going on? I feel like you're hitting a million buttons. Becoming relevant with Alex Stroh.
The wrong ones, apparently.
Why don't you edit this? Before we go, can you edit this?
Edit what?
So you hit the button "Becoming Irrelevant" with Alex Stroh, and then you hit the open. Why don't
just
you
add it.
Add it to the front of the open. You can literally rip it and then add it.
Well, I don't want to add it. I just want to have it.
Becoming relevant with Alex Stroh is always good.
But he plays it every time.
Inefficient. I'm with Kyle here.
You want to do that? So now we have to have dead air on our show because you want to be inefficient, as my friend
Where's
Benjamin
the dead
said?
air?
The buttons aren't working.
Just click the wrong button.
Nothing play when you click the wrong button.
All right, hit your intro.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Before I tell you why I'm really nervous about a first-time experience tonight, is everybody okay today? You guys both seem a little ornery. You're both attacking me. You both seem a little cranky. Is everything all right?
The job of the producer is when we are cranky as hosts to take it out on you.
Job of the producer.
You have to be a punching bag.
Yeah. Yeah, take it on the chin, bud.
I am taking it on the chin, but you both seem cranky. Is there anything I can do for you?
Do I seem cranky?
Just keep sitting there and take it.
I seem cranky.
Ever since we brought up the Blues Clues T-shirt, you've been.
Yeah, go on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, and rate Kyle's shirt.
No, I can't wear the shirt for 3 months, and now I'm going to have to hide it.
What's the Blues Clues guy's name? Steve?
Well, there's Steve and Joe. There's
I just
we
think
don't
it's
know
funny.
Joe. We don't identify Joe.
What do you mean?
We don't recognize Joe.
It's Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve. Steve's the OG.
Joe was when I was kind of coming out of Blues Clues era.
Gosh, you're so young.
I am. That's true. Anyway, speaking of being young and broke, Kyle, I know you can relate to that part.
Thanks.
I have always been a chain haircut guy. I've always been like, give me my $20 haircut, get me out of here. I'm going to a salon tonight. I'm doing it for the first time. Beard trim.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to get a fade. I'm going to get like a grown-up haircut.
Oh, wow.
I'm really nervous. I don't know what to say.
All right. I have a follow-up question.
I don't love a razor being around my neck. I don't love that. I'm a little bit nervous about my first grown-up experience tonight.
Is it fair for me to assume that since you have a new lady that this might be inspired by her?
All on my own. I told her I was doing this last night, and she was very excited, but she has never suggested it.
So you're doing it for her, even if she didn't suggest it. Your ex-girlfriend should be very disappointed.
I'm doing it for me, too. But
no, you're doing it for the girl.
There's probably a little influence. Well, here, I mean...
What's the influence?
You could both relate to this, right? When you outkick your coverage a little bit, Like, I feel like I got to live up to it. You know?
You're already trying to live up to it 3 months in?
You're insecure.
It's been 6 months. Thank you. You're going to say it's been 3 months for
forever.
3 years.
Yeah.
You're the prize.
You think so?
You're the prize.
Yoga, you know my girlfriend. You don't think that's true.
Listen, every man should go into every relationship thinking they're the prize. So you know what you find yourself being? A simp. You don't want to be a simp.
You got some real simp energy right now.
I am a simp.
Oh, no.
She's going to have you do whatever she
But she never suggested. You're acting like she's like, hey.
But our point is you're so insecure about the fact that you need to look good for her that you're doing this for her, even if it's not.
I have the money to give it a try and see if it's worth it.
Oh,
because you're not paying rent, so I guess so.
Cool. So I'm going to go check out the salon. I'm going to pay more for a haircut than I've ever paid for a haircut.
You're going to be fine.
Will I look good? I'm worried. I told her this last night. I'm worried I'm going to look like a cartoon character.
No, embrace this. Embrace this.
Embrace it because I hope you end up like a cartoon character.
Or like an action figure. Like, that's what I'm worried about.
Strofe, I think this could be part of the maturation process of you becoming an adult.
Do you think I'll become a regular salon guy?
Oh, yeah, you will. You're going to feel really
You're going to feel special.
So, Benny, were you prior to, because I know, and I'm forgetting the name of the place, but
Lady Jane's.
Before that, Tori Lowe brought you somewhere.
G's Clippers.
Yeah, and before that, were you a salon guy or were you a chain haircut guy?
No, I was a off-the-market Josh DiMaggio's girlfriend guy. And I still am. I just don't get my haircut that often.
And notice he just got his haircut and he kept the one side low, just like they did at the Lady Jane's.
No, I haven't gotten my haircut since Lady Jane's.
Oh, it looks good.
No,
I know, it grew in nice. Grew in nice.
So when you request a haircut, this is all I can think about, guys. So I'm sorry, we're gonna stay stuck on this for a second. I've always been like, hey, like they have it from past orders. I've never had to say anything, and it's like in their system. I don't know what to say. I say, hey, I've never been to a salon before. Make me pretty. Is that what I should say?
Yeah, like.
I heard the fade's popular. Can you do that?
Ask what. Yeah. I'm a little worried about the whole fade thing too, Kyle. I think you need to sit down and ask questions and say, based off my hairstyle, what do you envision would look good?
Don't you think they'll hate that though?
No, it's their job. If you're going to a salon, you're paying a pretty penny here to get what you want.
Good white guy haircuts. Oh, there's some decent ones.
Yeah, but
some decent ones.
Could I rock any of them? Could you take me seriously with any of the haircuts in front of your screen?
Hey, you can recreate yourself. Recreate the image.
That's kind of the idea.
Recreate the image. I see what you're talking about. Put the fade on the side with some hair on the top. Go. Look, this is a fly looking white boy right here. Look into the camera there. Right there. Kind of got the Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but he can't pull that off.
Listen,
my ears are too big. I can't pull that off.
Just give it a try.
Just let them do whatever they want and reevaluate. Because guess what? Hair always grows back unless you go bald.
No, that's true. And I did that once. That wasn't a good look for me.
You should get the little line right here in your head. You should do something.
No, I'm not doing that. Benny did that. It didn't look good.
No, Ben's look good.
It looks good now that he's grown into it.
You said it looked good when I got it. So now you're either lying.
I didn't see it in person, though. I only saw it over video.
Oh, goodness.
You need to get both of the sides cut down.
Yeah, it's really long right now.
Yeah, get both the sides cut down like low cut down, and take some off the top.
So it is fair game to walk in and just say, hey, I don't know what I want. Can you envision it in your head?
Yes.
You don't think that's irritating?
No.
You might be frustrated if you don't like the end results.
He doesn't know anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well then yeah, you could be barber's choice.
Yeah.
Now, do women barbers? Are you going to a woman? You said salon.
Yeah, it's a woman.
I've never had a woman cut my hair. Well, I had one when I was like 6.
Ask them, Strofe. They'd rather you ask them go around telling people where you got an awful haircut. Good advice from Adam.
That is good advice from Adam. All right, fine. We'll do that. Other news today, fellas. Bill Belichick is joining Inside the NFL, which is a weekly panelist show. The panel this year will be the following: Ryan Clark, Chris Long, Chad Ochocinco, and Bill Belichick.
Cast of characters.
Ryan Clark is the lead host. It's those 4. That is unbelievable.
I mean, look, I watched Bill Belichick on Pat McAfee during the draft, and I was sold. I'll listen to Bill Belichick talk football all day long.
Yeah, that's actually a really good cast. You got a lot of good characters there.
different position groups, different experiences.
And Bill has more personality than what he actually showed when he was a coach on the sideline in the press conferences. Sometimes he was kind of dry.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to give anything away. He kept things close to the chest, and it worked for him. And now that he's not a coach, he can just give his unfiltered thoughts.
And Chad Ochocinco is an entertainer. He's also knowledgeable. We know what Ryan Clark can do. We know what Chris Long can do as well. I think who's hosting?
Ryan Clark.
I already told you this.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. That'd be interesting.
Did you see how we both just yelled it?
Yes. Yeah, what the heck?
That was the third time
listen,
I've said it.
Now you're angry?
Well, if you
when
ask
you
me
do
the same
irritating
question
things,
3 times, yeah, I'm going to get irritated.
When was the first one when you said Ryan Clark?
I said at the beginning, hosted by Ryan Clark, Chris Long, Chad Ochocinco,
Oh,
and
well,
Bill
you said
Belichick.
hosted by Ryan Clark.
and then you asked again, and you said Ryan. And then you asked again. Take the L.
Listen, fellas.
All right, I have one more for you, but I was asked to do this last time I brought up a live Brewers score, so anybody that is taping the game and watching it later, please mute your radio for about a 30-second break. We are in the top of the 7th inning at AmFam Field. Paul Skeens has a no-hitter going.
Oh, no.
It's 0-0.
Oh,
Pirates
yeah.
also have no runs.
I've seen no-hitters get broken up, and then the team just takes
Falls
off.
apart, yeah.
As long as it's a close game.
11 strikeouts, no hits for only 93 pitches right now for Paul Skeens.
It's our fault. You know why?
What do we do? Is the broadcaster's curse real if we say, hey, Paul Skeens has a no-hitter? Does that mean it stop?
Yeah, it works. No, it works.
Euchre met him. Euchre met Paul Skeens.
Oh, you could give him some of that sauce.
We shouldn't have let Euchre get near him.
Oh, now we're paying the price.
Wow, right as I say that, the Pirates score.
Damn it.
Oh, no. Now we're losing.
Turn the radios back up and stop talking about this because it's gone wrong.
We'll come back. We'll win.
That, I hope we do.
No, we'll win. We'll get to him.
I mean, he's really good.
Yeah,
All-star.
Surprisingly.
We have over-under next. It's Thursday. Wow. You don't have it ready. You don't have it ready.
During show prep, I was going to ask about it, but I said,
I started on it, and then Ben came in, and he was hot on something, and I got distracted. It'll be ready. Don't worry.
You have time. You have an intern back there to help you. So.
Yeah. Help him out. He's all the help he can get. 800-990-3776, a chance to win a $50 gift card. Choose over or under wisely based off the amount of preparation Strofe put into this. Caller 6, you get the choice at over or under based off the category that Alex Strofe has and the over-under he provides. Kyle and I team up. We get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible in 3 minutes. If you are right on your over-under call, you win a $50 gift card. If you are wrong on your over-under call, caller 9 will win the $50 gift card. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Our internet's not working. I don't know if we'll have a topic, but Strofe, figure it out next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, old T.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, moves on.
That's what she said.
Come on, Kyle. Keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
Well,
he's still fixated on Lola Bunny.
No, I don't think she says that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch.
Did you get nervous as a player, first of all, before matchups with Bruce Irvin or whatever it might have been?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
He's such a jerk, isn't he? He just can't help himself. He's got perfect kids. They eat all of their vegetables and everything else. And nothing, but Jason loves to throw pot shots whenever he can. Have you noticed that about him?
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond July 11th through the 14th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on The Analysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find The Analysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching The Analysis Show.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust next to Packer backer Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman on his 8th vacation of the year, and Alex Strofe running the show. I guess we can say running the show. Just found out that he did not put together over-under, but fire drilled it. We have our callers.
You're a bad producer.
A great intern helped.
Yes. Shout out to Brock.
Brock, if this is good, we'll put you in the Rolodex of producers to sub for host. If it's bad, you're fired. Let's hit it.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
In my ear, a little birdie told me he definitely chose the category. If this is bad, it's the intern's fault. Those are the words of Alex Strofe.
No, a little birdie.
Sorry, I mean a little birdie.
There you go.
Who's our callers and who's on what and what's the over-under, what's the category, since you all have this put together well?
Hey, we're okay. Caller 6, Ty in Juneau, is on the over. Caller 9, Jack in Madison, is on the under by default, not by choice.
Cool.
Today's category, fellas, I am looking for last season in the NFL. Last season's regular season rushing yards leaders. The top 10 leaders in regular season
Oh my gosh,
rushing
get it
yards.
together, guy.
Whoa. One more time. Last year's regular season leaders in rushing yards. Got it that time. Any questions? Over-under, by the way.
The over-under.
6.5. Whoa. I'm having a good show. Time starts in 6.5. 3, 2, 1.
C-Mac final.
He is number 1.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry final.
He is number 2.
Did Mozart from Miami?
He was hurt. He got hurt enough. He had a lot of touchdowns, but he's definitely. I'll put him on the side. Mostert. Nobody from the Bears. What about the Lions? The Lions. David Montgomery final.
He probably was in top 10.
Number 9 on this list, David Montgomery.
He's on the top 10.
Yeah. How did DeAndre Swift end up doing? Because he ended up.
What about Jonathan Taylor? He was hurt or suspended, or
he missed the 4 games. He was hurt, but Jonathan Taylor definitely had that on the list because he was probably close. I don't think anybody else in that division. Houston's running back. He's had a sneaky decent season. Buffalo Bills didn't have a good.
James Cook is a good running back, but he got thrown in late. Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson.
2 minutes.
They gave him the ball a ton.
Yeah. Do you think the guy from Seattle who played at Michigan
Kenneth
State,
Walker?
You think because he got hurt too, but Kenneth Walker might
I know.
be up
Let's just
there.
keep getting names down. I like what we're doing here. Vegas Raiders, Josh Jacobs.
I don't know if Josh had enough. He only had 800 last year.
Yeah, but he played a decent amount. He only had 800?
I think he only had 800 last year.
Cross him off the list.
Who's
Cardinals.
LA?
James Conner's a sneaky one.
Because it's top 10. Connor probably, he was healthy last year, I believe, for once.
Keep on rolling. Dallas Cowboys. Pollard?
Tony Pollard got hurt last year, too, but he may be on the list as well.
Alvin Kamara, more of a pass catcher, though, and he was suspended for the first 4 games.
Who was
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Oh, Rashad White?
Yeah, Rashad White definitely on the list.
Let's go with Rashad White final.
Rashad White just off the list, number 14.
How many?
1 minute.
How many yards?
990.
All right, let's go with
Jonathan Taylor's probably on the
Jonathan Taylor final.
Jonathan Taylor way off the list.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker final.
Kenneth Walker also not on the list.
Oh, wow.
What are we missing?
19th.
Jets, Breece Hall final.
Oh, and Breece missed some time too.
Breece Hall 13.
Yeah, he had his torn ACL.
You guys lost, sorry.
So we should have did James
30
Conner.
seconds.
James Conner. Let's see if we get all the ones that we said. James Conner.
DeAndre Swift.
James Conner, number 6. DeAndre Swift, number 5.
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard off the list, number 12.
Ramondre Stevenson. Raheem Mostert.
Number 10.
Are we missing some really obvious
10.
ones?
No, you're missing the
9,
top ones.
8.
You can
7.
turn her off. Yeah, we sucked.
Who was the?
You're missing number 3, number 4. We'll give you Swift and Connor at 5 and 6. You're missing 7, 8, and then you just got Mostert at 10.
You don't have to give us anything.
Just read us the list.
All right, number 1, McCaffrey. Number 2, Derrick Henry. Got both of those. Number 3 was surprisingly Kyron Williams of the Rams.
Oh my God, he was a machine.
Oh, I couldn't think of the Rams running back. Yeah,
Number 4, from the Buffalo Bills, James Cook.
Did I say it?
Yeah, you
Wait, have
mentioned
like
him.
1,100 rushing yards?
James Cook had 11,
Also a great
22.
pass catcher.
What's happening to these running backs? Used to have more
5
yards than
Swift,
this?
6 James Conner, 7 was Najee Harris, 1035, just behind him by a yard.
Just the nastiest running back of all time. He moves slower than Kyle.
Change of scenery for a couple guys in this list, including number 8. Joe Mixon, who's now a Texan, was number 8.
Ooh, we didn't say Bengals.
David Montgomery was number 9 with the Lions, and then number 10, Raheem Mostert. So that is the under on the fly. Shout out to Jack and Madison, the winner of the gift card.
And so Brock, the intern, for making
you can keep
the
his job
segment
now.
happen.
Congrats,
and
what was the motivation behind this?
It was a fire drill. I mean, Strofe didn't prepare, so he just threw it on him, and he came up with something.
Fire drill.
I was going to say, you could have did receivers, which would have been better in honor of Devontae Adams being on.
And what we talked about today. They're not smart enough back there.
Would have been smart, but that's why we're back here and not in there.
I mean.
But you mentioned David Montgomery. We got him. He was 9th on the list. The Detroit Lions offense was really good. And,
Come on. You got it.
I got what? Of course I got
Land
it.
the plane.
Are the Detroit Lions actually a rival for the Green Bay Packers next season? Because I think they are. And I don't know if Kyle does or Strofe does. We'll find out next in 2 minutes.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spring deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The Milwaukee Brewers will have a pair of representatives in next Tuesday's All-Star Game at Globe Life Field in Texas. Outfielder Christian Yelich and catcher William Contreras were both named to the National League team, becoming the first Milwaukee duo to start the Midsummer Classic since 3 Brewers players did so in 2014. For Yelich, it's his 3rd All-Star appearance and 1st since 2019.
It's been definitely an interesting journey for me the last few years. A lot of ups and downs, and that's kind of baseball in a nutshell, really. It's not always smooth sailing, and it's a tough game, and you experience a lot of different things as a player.
After a 3-5 road trip, the Brewers are back home at AmFam Field to start a 3-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things that you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? Hey, it's Brad Nortman from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Brust and Nortman. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day. They're the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. I'm talking cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your body's own healing properties, revitalizing your joints so that you can move again. They've helped tens of thousands around the country. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know steroids and surgeries and pain pills are no longer your only options. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation now at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has praised. He is a Detroit Lions wide receiver that was just extended. On a podcast with his brother, DJ Moore, Amon-Ra praised
his brother. That's how scrubby his brother
EQ,
was.
former Packer.
You don't even say, yeah.
Equanimous St. Brown.
The best thing about him is his name.
For sure. For sure. They praise Jordan Love and the receiving core of the Green Bay Packers. But Amon-Ra is one of 5 wide receivers featured in the new Netflix series Receiver. And Strofe, we have a clip from Receiver on Netflix, and it points out the Green Bay Packers in a light that is very interesting coming from a Detroit Lion.
Painkillers is something that I really don't like to take unless it's the Packers.
Wow. So he was hurt, and this was before Week 4 when they throttled the Packers on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, it came to Lambeau and stomped us.
Stomped, chanting, what did they chant?
Pride? I don't know. Go Lions, go?
No, like it was all around the Amazon, like after... You probably turned the game off because you get upset when the Packers
I was
lose.
at the game, and
So if you remember,
I was outside.
You remember what I'm talking about when the Lions fans surrounded the Amazon? What were they chanting? Green Bay sucks.
Green Bay sucks.
Yeah. Didn't know because like that's the thing. That's how you know you got someone when you're not chanting your own team name.
Here's the thing. I remember, and we just did this with Kyle yesterday, where it was like, hey, remember when you said this in the middle of the up and down season? I remember on Mr. Irrelevant that following day, I said, they're right. We do suck.
But they didn't end up sucking as they ended up going 9-8 and making the playoffs. But Amon-Ra St. Brown saying when he's hurt, I don't like taking painkillers, but it was the Packers. Has me thinking, as Detroit is the favorite in the NFC North, obviously the Bears are the Bears, right? The ownage is there. The Vikings are the Vikings. The irrelevancy is there. But the Lions made it to the NFC Championship game. They won the division last year. They're the odds-on favorite to win the division. So I ask all of you, 800-990-3776, and our Packer backer with us, Kyle Wallace. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. Do you consider the Detroit Lions a rival in 2024?
In order to be,
and let's poll that, Strophy.
In order for somebody to be a rival, they need to have a history of being an actual challenge, of being a competitor, of being somebody worthy.
What's history? Because last year there was history. They stomped if we're being honest, Kyle, the last 2 years, they've came into Lambeau Field. They ended the season of the Green Bay Packers in a pseudo playoff game for the Packers, in which it was a bad loss, and then they came in on Thursday Night Football and thumped them again. Now, I know the Packers got the best of them on Thanksgiving, but if you're looking for some context there, the Lions have been competitive against the Packers the last 2 seasons, and they are now the odds-on favorite. I'm not trying to rile you up. I'm just giving you the facts.
No, what I'm telling you is this, is based off the reaction from those fans of the Detroit Lions. We are fighting. When you're a rival with somebody, you're fighting for superiority in the same field. That's what it says here for the definition. And so when you're talking
stop using Google, man. Use your brain. Use your brain, not Google.
No, I'm using Google because I need that word superiority. When you think about that, you're thinking about the fact that we as the Green Bay Packers have been much more superior than the Detroit Lions, than the Chicago Bears, and then the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions need to be able to be an actual opponent for the...
Are the Bears a rival?
Are the Bears a rival?
By your definition,
the Bears are a rival because we go back 100-some years.
But what about the superiority
when
thing?
You look at the rivalry, and you look at how many games we've won and how many games they've won, it lines up and it matches up. But then when you look at the Detroit Lions, I ain't even got to see it. I know for a fact we've dominated the Detroit Lions year after year after year after year. The Detroit Lions need to give me at least 5 good years of us going back and forth, of them being an actual competitive football team for me to be able to actually call them a true rival. So no, the Detroit Lions are not considered a rival. They are just considered a competitive football team in this season. That's what they are. They're a good football team. They're going to be a competitive football team this year, and they're a team that we have to match up against. But I refuse to call the Detroit Lions a rival.
Yeah, see, the Bears have sucked, and if you're going to consider the Bears a team that you've dominated and who haven't beat you in the last, how many games?
The rivalry is unbalanced.
Yeah, but again, you're flip-flopping with the superiority of the definition of a rivalry. The overall point is, Kyle, right now they're good. They are good. They ended your season at Lambeau Field. They came in here and whomped you on Thursday Night Football. They went to the NFC Championship game. They're the odds-on favorite to win the NFC North. Why wouldn't you consider them a rival for 2024?
I wouldn't consider them a rival. I would just say they're a competitive football team. They're just like any other good football team in the NFL or in the NFC specifically. I would actually say the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys are bigger rivals to the Green Bay Packers than actually the Detroit Lions, because when you look at it historically, those two organizations and those two franchises have actually been more competitive against the Green Bay Packers. So no, I'm not calling the Detroit Lions a rival simply because they've come across a couple good seasons. Really, it's just 2 good seasons and 1 really good season.
Yeah, I mean, they're ascending, though. They are ascending. On Twitter at KBN ESPN, do you consider the Detroit Lions the Packers' largest rival entering the 2024 season? Early on, very early, it just got posted. Within seconds, we have 75% yes, 25% no.
It will balance out because we have to just look at, again, are they
going up 80-20?
They're a competitor. That's what they are. They are a competitor.
85-15. You are on the wrong side of history here.
No, I'm not going to be on the wrong side of history, but what we're doing is we're taking a team that has only been good for a second.
87-13. It's going higher.
Jeez Louise, let me get in this poll and actually vote to bring this thing down here.
I'm just making up these numbers, you idiot.
I say, what's going on here? How do we lower the bar?
99-1.
But for real though, the standard to be a rival has to be higher than a team just being good. If the Detroit Lions became a good football team for a long period of time, then yes, that will be a rivalry. But currently, right now, they are just a long-time team that we've played against for many, many years, but they have not been competitive and consistently enough competitive for us to be able to call them a rival. So
it continues to balance out here on the poll.
Shut up!
83% say yes, 28%
do we
say
really
no.
have a poll? The thing is, I don't have no idea if we really have a poll or not.
Did you even listen to my results of the last one?
It was 99 and
No, 87 yes, 28 no.
Ben, I don't know. I'm just sitting here trying to talk, and you're sitting here throwing fake numbers out here.
No, I'm just telling you that right now, actually, it's no that's leading the way, and I was just messing with you as we continue.
Oh, so we do have a poll. Okay.
Yeah, we actually have a poll.
Okay, I see it right here. I see it. Today's poll at ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, and ESPN BD. Oh, no, that's the
early one, you dingus.
Wait, my phone hasn't reset up?
No, do you know how to work Twitter X?
No, I don't.
Click on our show profile, and it goes in chronological order.
I was on ESPN Milwaukee's page. Let me get to this one.
Oh, yeah, make sure you have the retweet there.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, make sure, retweet. That's on our producer over there. So, do you consider Detroit Lions and Packers the largest rival entering 2024? No. Oh, it's 50-50.
It's a toss-up, but
no. I'm dead serious.
I like that it's a toss-up because I think it's a real conversation.
No, I really want to understand. I want to pick your brain on this because I feel like I've talked enough about the fact that I don't think this is a rivalry. They're just a competitive football team, and that happens. Teams get bad, teams get good. They move around. What about the Detroit Lions makes you believe that this is an actual rivalry?
I don't want to repeat myself for the third time, so I won't mention what happened in the last 2 years, but that plays a factor in it, and also they're favored to win the division. They have the fourth best odds to win the NFC. Like, they are a legitimate contender nationally from an odds perspective, from everything. As real quick, Paul Skeens was pulled. The Brewers did get a hit on the reliever, so the team no-hitter is now dead, and it's a first out or a runner on first, no outs in the bottom of the eighth. So go get some runs and
Very
win.
Quick perspective on how amazing Paul Skeens for the Pirates is. He is the first pitcher with at least 7 strikeouts and at least 10 of his first 11 career appearances, first ever since 1901.
He's good. I didn't know he was going to come out.
And if you can do those type of things in 1901 when they were bad at baseball, that means you're good. Really good.
There. Back to this question, though, fellas.
Do you think Northwestern was your rival because they may have beaten you guys?
Yeah, but they didn't win anything. Like, the Detroit Lions won the division. The Detroit Lions made it further in the playoffs than the Packers did. The Detroit Lions knocked the Packers out of the playoffs the year before that. They are ruining Packer seasons and going further than the Packers. So I have to turn it on you.
One year they went further than the Packers, Ben.
Yeah.
Calm down.
1 year they went.
1 year.
So you want to slow down for a second here, because while they knocked the Packers out, they were ascending, and it looked like the Packers were going backwards.
And what happened this year?
My point is, the Packers started 2-5. The Lions continuously throughout the year got to 12 wins.
But what happened on their path to 12 wins? The Green Bay Packers, once they grew up, and this is why I say it can't be a rivalry.
That's a one-game thing.
Because when you want to put your foot on somebody's neck, when you are a dominant team, you need to make sure when you have a chance to put the Packers down, you put them down. They had an opportunity on Thanksgiving Day to put the Packers down, and they absolutely did not do that.
I understand that, but there's a progression to this. The way you're making your argument right now is at no point in your mind will you accept they could potentially even be a rival. And I think that's the stupid part of your argument, is you're just blind to the fact that they may be a good team. They're better than the Bears. They're better than the Vikings. And you consider them probably more rivals than the Lions, which I guess is fair over history. But right now, you can develop rivalries. There are rivalries that develop over time in Badger football, right? Minnesota's a rival, and then as the Badgers got good in football, Ohio State kind of became one, and then they started beating the brains out.
Ohio State doesn't look at us as a rival.
I know, but that's the thing. Things can develop, and this is developing for these two teams. And you're foolish to think that it's not something that can develop.
The right to be able to be called a rival of the Green Bay Packers.
They've split the series each of the last several years. Dan Campbell has more wins over Matt LaFleur than vice versa.
Again, if they are able to have this happen, we're looking at 2026, right? And then they're still splitting. Then I say a rivalry has been born. But right now, the only thing that they rival each other is the amount of games they play in the NFC North.
Let me ask you this then, a little trivia for you. Who ended the Packers season last year?
Last year would be the San Francisco 49ers.
Who ended the Packers season in 2020?
The Packers just didn't make the playoffs. They lost their last game.
You didn't listen.
2020.
Oh, and 2020 was it the San Francisco 49ers?
Tampa.
Okay.
Year before that.
Oh, gosh, you're taking me
San Francisco, come on. How do I know this?
San Francisco.
You need to know this.
Who did the Packers play on Sunday, November 24th in prime time on Fox?
What year?
This year.
September 24th?
November 24th.
That was the
it's the same
Lions.
answer.
Lions.
No, it's San Francisco.
They played Lions? I thought that was... What is the point of this?
Yeah, you kind of lost me there.
San Francisco. I screwed up by saying 2020 instead of 2019.
You said San Tampa Bay was wild.
San Francisco is the Packers' biggest rival.
You should have just led with that.
Yeah, you're right.
I said that 10 minutes ago.
But Detroit is also a rival.
But no, they're not a rival. They're not a rival. You guys,
and also,
you guys are part of the
Ohio
generation of handing things to people. And obviously, you're handing rivalries to anybody
Kyle,
that
you
beats
just said Ohio State wouldn't view Wisconsin as a rival. Couldn't you make that same argument with San Francisco and Green Bay? They always have their number.
We've beaten San Francisco before, though.
Once in the regular season when Trey Lance was their quarterback.
No, and Devontae Adams made 2 crazy catches down the middle of the field in a 47-second drill to set up a field goal.
Beat San Francisco once, and it was in the regular season.
What is it? One out of 4 tries?
I think. Yeah.
I mean, 2019,
22 in 2019.
I
They
guess
had a regular season and a postseason.
I would say when San Francisco look at the Green Bay Packers, they say that's a rival. They look at the rivalry because you go all the way back.
You're talking crazy right now.
No,
the Packers have less success against the 49ers than the Lions do against the Packers.
So you don't think the 49ers-Packers rivalry has a lot more mystique to it than the Packers versus Lions rivalry?
How is there a rivalry? They can't beat them.
It is a rivalry because the
Lions have beat the Packers more than the Niners have, and they went to the NFC Championship game and played said team.
You know what? If y'all want to hand out rivals like it's candy, like on trick-or-treating, then go ahead and do that. But I refuse to call the Detroit Lions a rival until they actually earn the label of being a rival, and they have not earned it quite yet.
I want to ask Jason Wilde because he knows what's going on when it comes to football. Kyle's got fan brain, and Jason will give us the reporter perspective because I think that's more valuable right now than hearing a bonehead continue to say, I won't consider them a rival. Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, wow.
North?
Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
Stop. You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a road closure. Highway 67 north and southbound closed right at Highway 18 or Sunset Drive, all because of an incident. So just be extra careful if you're heading through that area. Otherwise, westbound 94 filling in a bit from 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 is going to be slow from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound's heavy from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe as well. Traffic is brought to you by 2 Men in a Junk Trunk. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to 2meninjuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Mostly clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
This is not like let's pretend there's competition so we can get our guy right. I think they have doubts about it, and he's going to have to earn it.
I'm not sure, even if you don't have to give up a ton to get DA back, I'm not so sure I want to mess with what we got and pay him that dollar amount.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
We all love Saturdays, but are they really all that rewarding? I mean, do you really feel rewarded after mowing the lawn or doing all your I gotta do this because today's the weekend, whatevers? Well, Potawatomi wants your Saturdays to be the most rewarding ever with a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play this July for prize drawing entries. Win on Saturdays. Plus, each Potawatomi rewards level gets their own drawing. Rewarding Saturdays at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. For more details, visit paysbig.com/rewarding. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Make the most of summer when the Brewers take on the Nationals July 12th through the 14th.
featuring a Brewers Image Viewer giveaway and Cerveceros Day festivities. Get on board at brewers.com/tickets.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University, affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm.
I want to read a couple of quick things as I know Jason's on the line. Ernie in a barn. Kyle needs to put down the pipe. To the point where Jason and Old T are questioning his thought process. I don't know about Jason, but Old T was definitely getting at you on Tuesday. Kevin chimes in. Once again, Kyle the Karen is wrong. There's no way you can actually explain why Detroit isn't the main rival next year. What else do they have to do? We bring in Jason Wilde for our conversation. Jason, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Nortman.
Good afternoon, guys. Kyle, I'm just going to say this. I thought it was a totally reasonable question. I thought it was thought-provoking. I guess it wasn't a question by you. It was an opinion by you that you were nervous. But I thought it was really good. I think that it's been a runaway freight train of positivity and Super Bowl or bust and all, and Jordan Love's going to win the MVP and all this other stuff. And I just thought it was a really good way to have people just pause, like not a full stop sign, but maybe a yield and slow down at the roundabout and think, okay, are there things about this team that maybe I need to take a closer look at and say maybe it's not quite as foregone a conclusion that they're going to be this good and it's going to be a process. I appreciated that because there has not been a lot of that this offseason.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jason. That's why we put him in a spot where he was with Tausch, and he had said, I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's got the drop with Strofe. I think he's great, but he might be overhyped. He was just going back and forth, but it led to the question of nerves, and I'm glad you guys ran with that. Now, today, he cannot get himself to believe that the Detroit...
Did he just act like he wasn't, that you didn't say that he's not overhyped? Did you just kind of glaze... Thank you, Jason, for the kind words. Did you just glaze over the fact that you still are on the Jordan Love overhyped train?
What are you talking about? We all have said heading into this season he is overhyped, but that Tausch said it as well. But it is affirmation to many that he is good because he's getting recognition.
Okay.
But Jason, to the question today: are the Detroit Lions a rival for the Green Bay Packers because they knocked them out of the playoffs when the Packers were 8-9? They came in on Thursday Night Football and routed the Green Bay Packers. I know they got them back on Thanksgiving, but Dan Campbell has been pretty good against Matt LaFleur. They're favored to win the division. They went to the NFC Championship game. Is it fair to say they're a rival this upcoming year?
Yeah, so I guess it depends on how you define rival, Benny. Like, you played for the Badgers. You were a fantastic shooter, questionable defender. But if you look at your career,
well, first off, it wasn't very questionable. It was more than questionable.
Well, I'm not Bo Ryan, so I'm not going to go out of my way to really hurt your feelings. But I would say this: let's say for some reason Rutgers got a couple of big-time recruits, and for like a 5-year window, the Scarlet Knights became like a Sweet 16 level top 5 of the Big Ten team, right? Let's just say that for argument's sake. And I think the Lions are higher up on the food chain than the Scarlet Knights are in the Big Ten. But
I hear you.
Me for a second. But they're playing really good, right? And they beat you, you beat them. It's back and forth. I don't know if that necessarily creates a rivalry. I mean, to me, rivalry implies some measure of bad blood, some measure of an incident or two between the teams, and I don't think we've seen that, right? Like,
do you think there needs to be a longer historical context as well from that standpoint?
Right, because like if we're looking at what the Packers and Bears are, we keep calling it a rivalry, but in terms of competitiveness, Matt LaFleur is 10-0 against them since he took over. And so, there can be times when there is a really good competitiveness to a two-team head-to-head scenario that doesn't necessarily make it a rivalry, right? Like the Vikings, I do believe, surpassed the Bears in terms of the Packers rivalry for a number of years in the Favre and Rodgers era. But like the Lions, if the Lions had knocked them out of the playoffs 2 years ago and then come in on that rainy night at Lambeau and kicked the crap out of them, and then turned around and beat them on Thanksgiving, and the Packers missed the playoffs and everything else, then it's not a rivalry either. Then it's just the Lions have the Packers number, and they better figure this out if they want to win the division. So even though they've faced each other for a long time, I don't know when there has been a true Packers-Lions rivalry, certainly not during my time covering the team. And frankly, there were those 93 and 94 years when you guys were children or not even born yet.
2 and 3.
That the Packers beat them in the playoffs, right? The touchdown to Sharp from Favre, and then the year that they played at Lambeau and the defense held Barry Sanders to -1 yard. Like, there's a lot more that would have to happen for it to become a rivalry, but right now it is the competition at the top of the division, no doubt.
That's good perspective from Jason.
Jason's cooking today. He is absolutely cooking today.
Oh, because he complimented you to start?
Somebody who used to...
part of it.
Someone who used to cook a lot in Wisconsin is Aaron Rodgers, and he's back in America golfing as usual. And did you happen to hear the comments that he made today, Jason?
He's back in America golfing as usual. You guys, you just cannot hide your disdain for that guy.
I'm trying.
Yes, I did. I saw him walking the course saying that he loves Davante Adams and can't wait to play with him again or something to that effect.
Is that a tandem that you would love to see?
Yeah, look, I would love to see Davante Adams and Jordan Love more because that's the team I cover, and I love having Davante as a resource. He's such a smart, insightful, fun guy to talk to and interview. He's one of my favorites. He's up there with Dorsey Levens and Charles Woodson. Mark Tauscher just keeps falling down further and further on the list as a former player. But I don't know what exactly is going on there. We talked a little bit about him today because with all the media he was doing to promote receiver, I had reached out to him at Tauscher's behest to try and get him on our show. Mm-hmm. And it would appear that the compensation from Netflix is greater than any sort of compensation we can offer. But the fact of the matter is that, and I kind of liken this to my life in a much smaller way. What's great for him in his life right now is his personal life, right? Like, he's really happy with his life in Vegas in terms of living there. His wife is due any day with their third child. Like, he's totally into the girl dad vibe and everything else. But his football team kind of stinks, right? He's playing with Aiden O'Connell. It did not work out the way he envisioned it when he left and when he was traded. And so, he thought he was connecting with his college quarterback and good friend and that it was going to turn him into, still being as productive as ever. And he still made first-team All-Pro the first year that he had with Derek Carr, but now he's playing with Aiden O'Connell. Carr got traded, or
Jimmy G got benched.
Jimmy G was bad. Like, it's just from a professional perspective, his life just ain't what he was hoping it would be. So, whether that's Tausch made the point, not me, and this is yet another example of how smart he is. I don't think when he's talking about him and Rodgers playing together, it's them in New York. Tausch's point was it's the Raiders having Aaron Rodgers be their quarterback in 2025, which I wouldn't rule that out as a possibility at all.
Oh, wow. That is an intriguing little twist there. The only thing is like there's still so much unknown with Aaron, right? He's still coming off an Achilles injury at age 40. I would love, we had the conversation, would you root for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams if they reunited? Because it's kind of sacrilegious as for Packer fans in a way, because if you wear green and gold, you love them, and then when you don't, you don't. But gosh, they were so good in 2020, Jason. That team was humming offensively, and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams were so damn good. I just would love to see them together, but they're just going to be getting older, so I don't even know. That's why Kyle's like, yeah, I think I'd root for them because it'd be fun to watch them play, but I don't think they're going to win anything.
Yeah, because they didn't. I mean, granted, different football team, different organization, as Ben said earlier, a better defense, but they unfortunately never got over the hump. They never got to their ultimate goal. I understand it's hard to get there, but they're not getting any better.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know we had this discussion when you were discussing the number one wide receiver stuff, and I think the reason why Rodgers Adams in 2020 didn't end up in a Super Bowl was they squandered opportunities against the GOAT of all quarterbacks in Tom Brady throwing as many picks as he did, and that they didn't have true home field advantage. They finally get an NFC Championship game at home, and it's during COVID. Tausch and Max are there, but what were there? A couple thousand people in the stands? That's not the same.
Didn't they have some fake people there, like cardboard cutouts?
Yeah. I've tried to block out that period of my life because it was so less than fun. So all I'm saying is that I don't think the reason the Packers didn't win a Super Bowl during the Rodgers-Adams administration was Rodgers and Adams.
I think that's fair. As we're talking with Jason Wilde here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Jason, did you see Billy Barnwell's piece on the running back, wide receiver, and tight end position rankings as he does every year?
I did. We were starting to talk about it, and then Tausch got a sidetrack.
Oh, classic.
And as I always do with Bill's stories, because I thought I wrote long stories.
Dude, that ESPN Plus story was wrong.
Yeah. So he had him, 17th?
Yeah, he had him 17th, but the most intriguing thing that I read was that they have 3 players that in their debut campaign at wide receiver averaged more than 2 yards per route. And it had mentioned historically that means you're going, it will end up likely that you're going to have a great career. But Tay Wicks is the one that stands out to him as watching film back of the Packers as the one he's most excited about. Is there a chance that Tay Wicks leads the team in receiving yards or just as the guy next year? Because everyone seems to continue to talk about him. I know you've talked about his route running, the shades of Devontae. He just continues to pop up.
Yeah, I was going to say, what the hell is this? I've been talking about the guy literally since after the draft last year. And then, he played a bunch but didn't have a whole lot of productivity early in the season. But you saw what he did during the second half of the year. And suddenly now Bill Barnwell's talking about him, and now we think he could be good? Well, come on, man. I don't think it's fair to, and even though I'm guilty of doing it, to compare him to Devontae, but I'm totally leading that charge myself, and apparently Matt LaFleur, who said it intentionally off the record to Buck and Aikman, and then they talked about it on the telecast.
Oh man, he's gonna not say anything off the record to any TV reporters this year.
After that whole he praised. Woo.
Yes, exactly. That was just the capper after that with Tom Rinaldi. But look, he's extremely talented. There is no reason he should have been still on the board. in the 5th round last year. You know, he was extremely productive. Tausch had Greg Cosell on when him and Jesse were doing the show, and I was out. And I just think he has all the qualities to become a really, really good NFL wide receiver. But I think this goes back to Kyle with his being a little nervous. I think he is another one of those players that we have to at least just hit the pause button, not the stop button, but the pause button and say, look, there's a lot more that these guys have to prove. And that goes back to what Barnwell wrote. Like, we can say what we want about those yards per route and everything else. The bottom line is none of these guys have arrived yet, and they've got a long way to go before they're being mentioned in the same breath, honestly and fairly, as guys like Davante Adams.
Jason, we appreciate the insight and the conversation. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That was Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. Listen to him 9 to noon across these very stations.
What a great mood he was in today. Just great stuff from Jason always. Today, just really, really good.
Does this have anything to do with how this started, Strofe?
With how what started?
Jason, Kyle, you were so great with the nervous thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he was in a good mood because I called him and he answered the phone with, "Hello." I go, "Hello. You ready to join the fellas?"
Well, yeah, it was very insightful. And the funny thing is Kyle, you were on Tay Wicks, as we talked about yesterday, early too. And I
didn't have to go to practice to see it.
I still think it's luck. I don't think it's knowledge.
Dude, you heard me go through my stats yesterday, or my scouting reports.
And you had A.J. Dillon as a top back for the Green Bay Packers.
That's
what you get here.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let them know the dread-headed brother loves the Green Bay Packers. When you see me, Goody, let me in the box.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We still have this issue on Highway 67, closed in both directions, northbound and southbound, right at Highway 18 because of an incident. So try and stay away from that area if you can. Delays starting on 894 southbound now from just north of National Avenue all the way down past Cold Spring Road, all because of a broken down vehicle. It's off on the right shoulder. On the westbound side of 94, slowing down out of Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down from before Hawley Road all the way through the Stadium to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 83. Weather's brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. Send gifts to appreciate anyone, anywhere, anytime with a gift of your choice by using our gifting solutions technology. Our team handles it all, from concepting, site creation, as well as production of branded products. Elevate your brand's connection to its consumers by creating the ultimate gifting experience with us. Make the art of gifting effortless for yourself. At Three Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit threetreemarketing.com to see what we can do for you.
When you want the best medical attention, you don't just go to anybody, you go to a specialist. The same should be true with your car or truck. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. When your vehicle needs service, take it to a specialist, an Adam member new car dealer. Adam dealers use factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians specially trained on the advanced technology on your vehicle. They have all the latest manufacturer service bulletins and will know if your issue is covered by an existing warranty or if there are any recalls. And despite what you might assume, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine maintenance and tires. Now, knowing all that, why would you even consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
For great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000
I'm not saying it on the air.
Why not?
Because you're recording everything and you take everything that I say that's nice about you and then you use it against me.
Just say it.
I love you, Alex Strofe. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace.
Brad's gonna
no
be so
Brad
confused
Nortman.
when he comes back and hears that.
Here's that one. He's like, what did I miss?
I'm telling not much, man.
Sooner or later, people are going to realize all the things that you save about me saying nice things about you are manufactured, and they're going to see through how you're fake.
Oh, wow.
800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. Big thanks to Jason Wilde, who just joined us, Alex Strofe. Yes.
I love you too, by the way.
You won't cut that, by the way.
No,
Are you going to combine our I love yous into a liner?
Yeah, maybe. I said earlier, like my New Year's resolution was to show more gratitude. I'm grateful for you guys.
What is going on right now?
I appreciate that. I won't be saying the L word to you two.
I didn't say the L word to you. I said I appreciate it.
I would tell if Brad was here or not here, I love you, Brad.
I love Brad. I love Benny, Kyle. You.
Yeah, you're just you.
I you too. So just,
I you too.
Yeah, it's just you. No, none of that L stuff.
Come on, man. Show some love.
Oh, okay. I like you.
Oh, come on.
Hey, we'll take it.
No, I won't. We're gonna break through that. He's like the Tin Man.
The love takes a long time.
I think he does, right? Like the Tin Man, like the goal is to get him a heart,
Kyle,
right?
How long you been with your girl?
Great
many
question.
years.
I know where you're going with this.
Many
How
years.
long did it take to
How
say?
many years?
3.
Oh yeah, there. Well, he's a good listener.
Okay, so 3 years. How long did it take you to drop the L word?
Oh,
6 months.
Who said it first?
Oh, I did.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, she thought it was a big deal. I mean, she made a whole big deal her saying that. I was like,
did she say it back?
I was drunk.
You're an I love you bleep.
What's that I love you bleep? You guys are gonna have to. Oh no, absolutely not. I don't just be throwing that L
I
word.
mean,
no.
Little liquid courage. And I love you. I love you. I love you.
Liquid courage makes you do a lot of things. It does make you drop the L
So
word.
wait, no. Now back to the follow-up
I guess
question.
maybe
Did she say it right away back?
You know what?
Listen, no.
I don't remember because I just remember being a big ordeal.
When you woke up
When
the
she
following
said-
morning
yes,
with a raging headache, did you follow up with another I love you?
No, because it was simple to me. I wasn't. I knew that the whole time. I'm
Yeah,
into
but
it.
that's a bad feeling to not get I love you back.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
'Cause I knew she loved me.
tough.
That might be make or break for me.
No.
Yeah,
Like if I'm
for sure.
putting myself out there and
Yeah,
not saying
and
it back,
and like that's like
brutal.
you don't love.
No, but I mean, I knew where she stood. Actions speak louder than words where I come from, and her actions spoke exactly what she
You're
felt.
so full of crap. Sometimes it's obnoxious.
I know. You.
I don't,
It wouldn't hurt your feelings if you said "I love you" to her, and,
And
if we
she didn't
took her
say back.
another
Well,
4
actually,
months.
she didn't say it, but she's showing me actions.
I wouldn't personally say it, even though I had some liquid courage. I wouldn't actually say it if I didn't feel like it was reciprocated.
We're not talking about you. We know why you said it.
Because I knew she loved me.
But she didn't say it.
Oh, well, I knew she did. Her actions spoke louder than her words.
Is this a stable 3-year relationship?
Oh, very stable. Very stable. Completely.
The most stable. It's the most stable.
The most stablest ever thing you would ever see.
Stablest.
It is the most stablest.
You're the best. Just like Road America is. The WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond is coming July 11th through the 14th. And there's going to be 400 vintage race cars. And if you haven't booked your spot to camp out, you got to do it, man. Get the area reserved for you to get your camper. I've rented a motorhome just for the weekend. You go there, you have a blast. You can bring your own booze in, bring your own food in, have a blast, rent a golf cart, drive around, go play volleyball, hit the go-karts, hit the food stands. There's Screaming Sicilian Pizza there. There's everything there and great racing on the racetrack. It's no-brainer with kids 16 and under getting in free with a paying adult at the gate for affordable family fun. I'm telling you. RoadAmerica.com for tickets. RoadAmerica.com. Josh from Heartland chimes in 800-990-3776. If Kyle is the Tin Man and Ben is the Scarecrow, between Brad and Strofe, who is Dorothy and who is the Cowardly Lion?
I got main character energy.
No, you got Cowardly Lion energy for damn sure.
You two are bigger cowards
Cowardly
than me.
Lion energy.
I'm not a coward.
No, I mean, between
Brad's
you and Brad,
Dorothy.
Yeah, Brad is Dorothy.
Dorothy's like,
perfect. Click the heels
put together. Yeah,
he's Dorothy.
You're the Cowardly Lion. It's okay. Look at your muscles.
I think I'm more. Which one lacks the brain? Scarecrow?
Yeah, that would be Ben.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're the Cowardly Lion,
Don't
bud.
you think these days he's got more of a brain than me, though? As sad as that is to admit.
Maybe more common sense and street smarts. I did, I've kept a child alive for 5.5 months, so it gives me. I graduated
You're
from the
a single
same
dad
university
right
as Brad Nortman.
Yeah.
And all of the other UW-Madison grads listening that don't know how I got my degree.
You do value their degree, but it is what it is.
But it's been an exciting announcement that we have a partnership on 100.5 ESPN Madison with the women's volleyball team.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Airing on 100.5 ESPN and our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And we're going to talk to some people who just made a big, exciting announcement. That's Jim, Matt, and Molly. Not Religion Hamilton. Jim, Matt, and Molly. 4 to 6. Coming soon on 100.5 ESPN. They join us for a little crosstalk next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Wow. Just wow.
Has he sound good? We've been practicing.
I did it all last week. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of my progress.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back. On July 16th, the ESPN Milwaukee crews packing their bags and coolers and headed out to the Bog Golf Course for a day on the links. The Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Beam Suntory, Marquette Athletics, Von Briesen, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Carbless, Welke's Milwaukee Florist, Jet Out, The Jewelry Center, and CBRE.
You're never going to believe it.
Why would I not believe it?
John Hoyman has a big idea. Big.
John, our Chief Financial Officer?
Hi, Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Are we in trouble?
No. Everything is great.
Tell them your idea.
18-month special financing for all purchases made in July.
Subject to approved credit, right?
Of course, just ask an associate for details.
That's 1.5 years to pay. Can we do that?
We're an employee-owned company. We can do anything we want.
Sarah, are you nervous we can't afford it?
Sarah, this is John, our CFO. If John says we can afford it, we can afford it.
Do you like the idea of 18-month special financing?
I like it.
I like it.
But only for purchases made in July, right?
Right.
I like it.
18-month special financing for all purchases made in July. only at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Fleet Farm has all the everyday essentials for your furry friends for less. This week, get a free $15 gift card when you spend $75 or more on Purina pet products. Stock up on favorites like Purina dog chow and bacon strips for the pups, cat chow and Friskies for your felines. Plus, you can order pet food online for convenient delivery right to your front door. Find deals on everything you need for your four-legged friends' everyday lives at Fleet Farm.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Puth Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean, green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
Relive the summer of 21.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
Bucks in 6 from Bucks Plus Audio takes you back to the Bucks championship run in 2021.
Milwaukee, we did it, baby. We did it.
Today on Bucks in 6, Game 2 against the Suns has the Bucks leaving MKE without a win.
Giannis at the foul line. Bumps off. Fades. Shoots. It is good. Caught. Rim and drops. Bucks again. Cut it to 6.
Find Bucks in 6 on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Gotta tell them everything about you. Don't mind if they care or not. I cannot stand to be without you.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin is Jim, Matt, and Molly. They debut 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN on July 15th. This is a lot of voices in crosstalk right now. We got Kyle Wallace, myself, no Brad Nortman, Strofe running the show. Jim, Matt, and Molly, welcome into the show. I first want to hear from Jim. Is this because Matt Hamilton?
Yes, but not for the reason you think. I was tired of owning Matt Hamilton in every argument we ever had, so I needed a challenge. I needed someone to truly be able to stand up and represent Packer fans and Wisconsin sports fans. So I thought, hey, what about Molly Brown? I feel like she's a little bit more knowledgeable than Mr. Matt Hamilton.
Well, speaking of Molly Brown, Molly, what will you bring to the table on Jim, Matt, and Molly?
You know what? I'm going to bring a realistic point of view. I feel like with Jim,
that's needed.
We obviously have a Bears fan. You know.
Terrible.
Jim has his opinion. Jim has
Williams
his opinion.
sucks.
But then you have Matt, who the Green Bay Packers can do no wrong in his eyes. The Green Bay Packers can do wrong in my eyes, and I'm very excited to bring that to the show. I'm not going to be pessimistic, but I'll be realistic.
All right,
sounds like me.
Yes, but I'm a Packers fan, so then people can like me for it.
Oh, that's good. We need more Packer fans over there on that show because that Rutledge guy and his imaginary belief that the Bears were actually good was driving me crazy.
You know, I never said that. Now, this year they will be. But I did not say they were going to be good last year.
You said Justin Fields was going to be better than Jordan Love, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you said that Jordan Love. What did you say about Jordan Love? That Packers
I said Caleb Williams will end up being better than
you said the Packers are finally going to understand what it feels like not to have a great quarterback. Didn't you say something like that?
No, I actually said that I remember being in the owners meetings down in South Florida when a reporter asked.
I go to owners Packers meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
What I just did was infinitely cooler. I was at the Breakers in West Palm Beach. You go up to whatever is up in Lambeau Field. Yeah.
Applebee's?
So anyways, you go to the Applebee's in Lambeau Field. I was at the Breakers in West Palm Beach. Someone asked Lovie Smith about the transition from Favre to Rodgers. And Lovie Smith slyly said, now the rest of the league will know, or now the Packers will know what it's like the rest of the league knows of not having a franchise quarterback.
So you stole
Obviously, it didn't work
content
out.
from Lovie Smith and you repurposed it for yourself,
Or it's called quoting, because I just quoted it again.
Yeah, I don't remember you quoting.
Yeah, I don't remember courtesy of Lovie Smith.
Just because Packer fans don't have the cognitive ability of Bears fans, they can't be held against me.
Oh my gosh,
Delusion?
That's delusion.
That's facts.
Wait, guys, I have a question for you. Is that Caleb Williams sucks? Ha! By Kyle. Is that a drop on your show?
Caleb Williams sucks.
Yes,
amazing. I literally thought it was Kyle saying it.
I can't wait. I will be very happy to have that on the show when Caleb is shattering records throughout his career.
All right. So I
I'm very
heard
happy for
Molly's
that one.
perspective. Jim, from your perspective, what will the show be like?
It'll be honestly what Molly said she's bringing will be right. Matt is Mr. Homer. I think Molly and I align more, but Molly's going to get more love for it because Molly is a Packers fan. Most of my takes on the Packers are more middle of the road. They're not homerism, but they're not hating. They're not hating them. But Molly Brown will bring similar takes, but she'll get more love for it. So she'll be the favorite of the show very quickly, and that will hurt Matt Hamilton's feelings.
Yeah. Molly, that was also a Kyle drop, I imagine.
No, that was real. That was
That's real. Anytime. I love Jim. I love the off-air Jim. The on-air Jim, I don't like him. Don't like him.
So can I ask the two of you a question between Matt and Molly? And I'm asking Ben and Kyle this: who has better hair?
There's only one right answer.
Oh, man.
Because their hair is very similar in length and in color.
Oh my God, I cut it a couple months ago. Sorry.
That
I was taught from my mom to always be respectful. So Molly, your hair's the best.
Oh, thank you. The right answer is Matt, by the way. Let's just put that out there.
But so I want to actually dive a little deeper into this. I feel like Matt's hair works because he's got this scruffy, beer drinking, curling guy. If he was an Olympic gold medalist, he would just be kind of ugly. But I think he had an Olympic gold medalist glow up.
You're right. He walks the line between dive bar regular and Olympic medalist.
Yeah, it's like when a guy's rich and you're like, hey, he's not that attractive, but his bank account kind of attractive. So
but is Matt's bank account that attractive? Is there something I don't know here?
I mean, he's a professional athlete.
Curlers make tens of dollars a year. It's lucrative.
That gold medal is at least blingy.
Yeah, it's shiny. I mean, you know what, Brust, you have a good point. Before the Olympics, I was 5'11". After, standing a little taller. I'm 6'2" now. You're right. There was a bit of a glow up there. So I just wanted to get my take in on.
Matt. What do you think the show's going to be like, Matt? As we're talking with Jim, Matt, and Molly here, debuting on 100.5 ESPN 4 to 6 on Monday.
So I'm going to be honest. These guys, they kind of went the chicken route to not bury me. The real answer is you got to bury me. I am gone a lot, and adding Molly is going to bring not only the good perspective that she has, like Jim and Molly both touched on that. She's going to add continuity to the show. We're always going to have two regular hosts. The show's going to keep that same vibe. Sometimes we bring in Jesse Nelson.
You mean you didn't plan on doing that with two people?
Well, no, we did, but when you just bring in, you can't with me. I told everybody straight up, I'm still competing, so I got to be gone. But then, Jesse comes in and subs in for Jim, and it's me and Jesse. This isn't Rutledge and Hamilton. It's a totally different show.
It's the Jesse Nelson hour.
Yeah, and he's going to get up on his soapbox and grandstand. So this is an opportunity for this show to really find its footing going forward and being real consistent with its hosts.
I want to ask you guys
Mr.
one question. Molly Brown, she announced yesterday she's pregnant with twins. She will be probably maternity leave in December. So who will miss more time in 2025? Molly Brown after giving birth to two human beings, or Matt Hamilton curling?
Oh, man.
That's easy.
Looking at the numbers, no, it's not that easy. Matt made 55 to 60% of the shows. Maternity leaves 25% of the year with days off. It's going to be a toss-up. But
Yeah, but
It'll
it
be like
starts
2
in
months in
December.
2025.
It starts in December, Ben.
Oh, that's right. We will find out, and you will find out listening on 100.5 ESPN Monday. That's Jim, Matt, and Molly. Are you guys doing Jim, Matt, and Molly today, or Rutledge and Hamilton?
Rutledge and Hamilton, soon to be Jim, Matt, and Molly. So
I'll let them have their bromance.
All right, that's what's happening in 2 minutes on 100.5. Kyle and I will be back on 94.5 ESPN and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee in 2 minutes.
They want you to hear. Tell me it's cool. I just don't believe it. Sell out with me, oh yeah.
Well, we got problems on Highway 67 in both directions. North and southbound is closed at Highway 18 because of an incident. Otherwise, westbound 94 slowing down out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard, almost to Holly Road. Eastbound slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Saz's Baseball, Grilling, Festivals, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's State House is the place to be, located at 55th and State, Saz's.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 83. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. So call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your next project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 4-1-4 hour at 4 on KBN.
That it is with a dancing Alex Strofe. When you dance, put yourself on YouTube, Strofe. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, UKVN Nation hanging out at 800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, one thing I've started to figure out about Kyle Wallace is that all of his stories about get-togethers and going to chill on the hill and this, that, and the other thing, I feel like it's always a big shebang. It's a big complication. It's a big process. Why is everything with you a big process? You got another big process event coming.
Because everything is a big process with me because I unwillingly do things. I don't do things where it's like, yeah, let's go do it. I do things where I say, okay, well, let me make time to add this into my life. Because in a perfect world, all I would do is lay in bed and hang out all day, every single day.
And watch 90 Day Fiancé.
And watch 90 Day Fiancé and any other ratchet type of TV.
Got to get on Love Island, man.
I will definitely get on that.
Love Island USA Season 6, and then we can chat.
I literally thrive off of relaxing, and I thrive off of coming to work, and I thrive off of eating food and watching trash TV. That is it. I don't need anything
Simple
else.
man.
I am a very simple man, and watching my neighbors act stupid. Other than that, I have nothing else I would like to do.
Well, you've been invited to a tailgate, a Brewers tailgate that you do third annual?
Third annual Brewers tailgate that I, once it gets to that year, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do this.
Whose friends are these? Yours or yours?
These are some of my friends from high school.
So these are your friends?
I've actually known one of them for 20 plus years, since I was like 4.
Okay. Sounds like a fun time.
It's a time. It's a time, but it's a time that I'm not looking forward to.
Why not?
I'm not looking forward to it because it is called the third annual Brewers tailgate. Now, when you hear that, it's Brewers tailgate, not third annual Brewers tailgating game, not Brewers, third annual Brewers game night. It is third annual Brewers tailgate. And with that tailgate, it says it's that time of the year, baseball season's here, and we're renting the tailgate. And then last year, same thing, hey, it's that time of year. And so they do this every year. And now, last year, when it came time for this Brewers tailgate, they said, oh, well, anybody need tickets? I said, no. I'm going to get my own tickets. I ain't going to worry about that because tailgating with you all is enough. Spending 2 hours tailgating with you is more than enough time. When I get into the game, I want to sit with myself and my partner and chill. No tickets. This year, didn't hear anything. You going to the tailgate? Yep, thumbs up. I gave it a like. I'm going to the tailgate. And then I decide to, hit people up, say, hey, got my tickets. Can't wait to go to the Brewers game. And then I get a response saying, you got your tickets. I thought you needed tickets. I said, I don't know why you thought that. And so now I have quite the conundrum come this Saturday. Not only am I going to a tailgate that I halfway want to go to, now instead of having 2 tickets, I have 4 tickets. And me being me, we talked about Bradley Nortman. What does Bradley Nortman do? He's a cheap person. He's very, very cheap, doesn't have blinds. He made Lexi walk. He packed a whole grocery store of food just to go to Napa. He did all that. I'm also not at that extreme, but I also myself like to, save a little money.
So you got your own tickets.
So I got my own tickets. So with the tickets that were bought for me, I said, you know what? Here's the money. I'll take them. But you know what I did immediately? I went to StubHub, went to Ticketmaster. I am putting those group tickets with that people that I'm going to the tailgate with.
Your friends for 20 years.
Those people. I am looking to put those up for sale. So whether or not I want to put them up for sale or potentially offer them up to KBN Nation. If you want to potentially join my friends in the group seating, because I'm not sitting with them during that game.
Now, they have to slide into your DMs because it's not an official ESPN Wisconsin contest.
It is not.
This is Kyle Wallace's tickets that are available on the internet.
They are available on the internet. Listen, I made a decision that I am not going to the game with them. I'm going to the game sitting in the seats that I already purchased that I'm going to have. These other tickets, up for grabs, have a good time sitting with the people that I'm not going to sit with.
Now, would you sell them to KBN Nation at a nice discounted price?
Very discounted price.
Okay.
Very discounted price. I might even just give them away.
My thought process is that I think we need a KBN spy.
Oh, a KBN. When you say are they spying on me?
No. You got your tickets that are away from the group, but I want to know what those people are like.
Oh, you want to know what those people are like?
I'm solo. My fiance's out of town, so I cannot go with the baby to the Brewers game on Saturday. Strofe?
Bad news. I'm up in Elkhart Lake at a bachelor party.
Bachelor party for Strofe. Brad Nortman's out in Napa. KBN Nation, slide into Kyle Wallace's DMs.
ESPN Kyle W.
ESPN Kyle W on Twitter X. You're also on Instagram. Is it the same name?
ESPN Kyle W on both.
ESPN Kyle W on both. My goal is to get somebody from KBN Nation to sit with those people, take notes, and report back on the show if Kyle is just rude and these people are a good time, or if Kyle's right and wanting to sit by himself.
Yeah, I just have no interest. It's twofold, right? Like, I don't know why they bought me those.
You're also just rude.
You said what?
You're just rude, by the way.
How am I rude? I don't want to sit by them, and I didn't ask for these tickets. So you know what? I'm gonna.
How often do you see these people, or those people? Sorry,
enough for me.
What's so bad about them?
There's nothing bad about them, Ben. But when you go. Here's the thing. When you have to go to events They're scheduled out. And y'all know me. I don't like schedules like that. I like to pop up and pop out. I don't want to be on somebody else's schedule.
Yeah, you only wanted to come to my house for 5 minutes on the 4th of July.
Pop in, pop out. I like to move on my own time. When you do something like this, there are expectations that you show up at a certain time. There's expectations that you actually speak and mingle with people. There's expectations that when you go to the game, you got to sit there and talk with them. And then on top of that, you got to hear their terrible takes on sports and terrible takes on baseball, when I just want to sit there and eat my Cracker Jacks and watch the baseball game. But when you go with a group of people in group settings, they want to just conversate with you, and I have no interest in doing that.
So I can help out as well. 800-990-3776. If you text into the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, and you are interested in Saturday's 3 o'clock game for the Brewers, I will have Stroh for myself reply back on the text line with info to reach out to Kyle Wallace for said tickets, and we would love a full report on Kyle's
are you
friends.
giving these away for free?
We don't. He may not. He may give him. That's up to negotiation.
I'm definitely open to it.
Open to it.
100%
Great guy. Great guy.
For KBN Nation, I'm definitely open.
Great guy.
Yeah, selfless, great guy. Giving somebody else an opportunity to sit with a decent group of people.
800-990-3776. Text in. We'll give you the info to Kyle's social medias. You can slide in those DMs, and you may end up going to a Brewers game on Kyle.
Now, I don't move and act without shame, because as I was on, the internet trying to potentially sell the tickets this morning, I did feel a little bit of shame. I felt a little bit of guilt with the fact that...
You don't have shame or guilt,
well,
I thought.
I know I have a little bit of shame. I have shame and guilt, and I felt a little guilty because, some random people are going to be sitting in there, and like, should I feel bad? Because what if my seats, and actually I know where my seats are at, they're in the middle of the row. So now my seats are basically breaking up the group, and somebody's sitting in the middle of the group. And like, so should I feel bad? Maybe
you buried the lead on that one.
And so I kind of looked at it, I said, dang, should I feel bad for that? But at the end of the day, I don't want to sit with them. Yeah, seats 5 and seat 6.
What section?
200, 2 something.
That's solid.
Yeah, solid, all right.
I mean, you paid for the tickets.
Paid good money for them.
That you didn't want.
That I did not want. I paid good money for them. So
I still find it fascinating that these are your friends for a long time. You're going to knowing you're going to show up at the tailgate not on time.
Well, I paid for the tailgate, right? When you have skin in the game, I paid $25 for the tailgate.
So you show up on time for things you pay for.
Yes. If I pay for it, that means I need to make sure I eat good, drink good, and have a good time.
All right. So you're going to get your money's worth at the tailgate. And 800-990-3776. Ben, what do you mean by those people? I'm not the one who said that. Kyle is the one talking about his friends as those people.
Yeah, I'm talking about a diverse group of people. So no, Ben is not calling anybody those people. That would be me calling them those people.
At ESPN Kyle W on Twitter and on Instagram, and 800-990-3776 on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. We'll get you the info to DM Kyle to sit with a great group of his friends and report back on everything that I bet they talk crap about you too.
They'll probably say something about me. I'll definitely hear about it, but I don't care. Like listen.
You're a bad friend.
I'm a decent friend. I have my ups and my
You're not
downs.
getting invited back to this next year.
Well, good.
Is that your goal?
Good. Yeah, good. I don't want to be invited back.
So
why?
Why?
Then why are you going?
Because I go because I feel the pressure to go, because if I don't go, then they're like, oh, you don't hang out with us. And so it's like one of those things where it's lobbed up for you to knock out the park just to do it.
They're gonna invite the members of KBN Nation that's seats 5 and 6.
They're gonna be more fun than Kyle and his partner, I'll tell you that much.
Guarantee it they will be. I'm talking
about our fans are gonna go on your ticket.
No, I know, and they'll be more fun than me. They absolutely will, because you know what the fans are probably gonna do? They're probably gonna talk to people, unlike me. I don't want to talk to people.
Why?
I have no interest.
People you know.
He says no new friends. Strove's not a friend of his. Brad's not a friend of his. I'm not a friend of his. We're just teammates and work friends. But these are your friends, and you say no new friends. It doesn't even seem like you want friends.
Not them. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Not them.
I'm good with where we're at. We established a relationship where we can converse and have conversations and talk for about 2 innings. This is a 9-inning baseball game. I ain't got 7 innings worth of content.
It got a pitch clock now. It could be a 2.5 hour game.
I ain't got 7 innings worth of content for them. I don't.
But they got it for you.
They probably do. They 100% do. A lot of questions that I don't want to answer. So that's why, hey, I put the tickets on StubHub, and I'm more than happy to give them up.
Well, speaking of opportunities for hanging out with Kyle Wallace, myself, maybe Strofe, I want you to tell our great KBN Nation about Dave & Buster's, because believe it or not, this read right now gives me joy. You know why? Because it's promoting actual football that's going to happen soon.
It gives me actual joy because it's promoting an opportunity for our fans to engage with us in person.
Will you engage with our fans in person?
I love
You won't engage
KBN.
with your friends.
Don't like those friends, but I love KBN Nation. And listen, KBN Nation, if you're planning a fantasy football draft on your own, draft like a champ at Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy draft and get 20% off food and non-alcoholic beverages and even free appetizers all season long. Get started today at dnbparty.com. That is dnbparty.com. And speaking of Dave & Buster's, the ESPN Milwaukee Fantasy Football League is back this season. And on August 1st, yes, August 1st at Dave & Buster's in Wauwatosa, select ESPN Milwaukee fans will have a chance to draft their own teams right alongside their favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts. Make sure you're listening all day long to 94.5 ESPN on July 19th. Mark your calendars for July 19th for details on how you can not only have your own team, but team up with one of our own.
You're an interesting fella, Kyle. You're an interesting fella.
I am who I am.
There's a surprise on the other side. A call is waiting. They're holding. I'm excited to talk to this person. Don't go anywhere.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You
agree with me?
I mean, Lola Bunny on your algorithm shaking her butt?
It's people on my Facebook sharing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Lola the Bunny was kind of strapped.
Okay, here's as far as I'm... All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it. That's
you.
as far as I can go to you.
Look at this. Look at this. Google Lola the Bunny.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do have still problems on Highway 67, northbound and southbound, closed at Highway 18 because of a serious incident there. Just be careful heading through that area, trying to avoid it if you can. Otherwise, westbound 94 slowing down from 25th Street all the way to about Hawley Road, the eastbound side, riding those brakes from 84th Street all the way to 35th. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe, almost to Burleigh, and then back on the brakes heading through the Marquette interchange and over the high rise. The northbound side of 43 slowing down out of the Marquette all the way up to about Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mostly clear with a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
This is not like let's pretend there's competition so we can get our guy right. I think they have doubts about it, and he's going to have to earn it.
I'm not sure, even if you don't have to give up a ton to get DA back, I'm not so sure I want to mess with what we got and pay him that dollar amount.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy in, easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LoTUSA.com.
Frank Daniels, our Madison Goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we'll professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, I don't know what you've been told, but this guy right here is gonna rule the world. Yeah, that is
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Anybody know who Patrick Bateman is?
No.
Is Kyle secretly just Patrick Bateman? Give me some context there, Strofe.
That's the, what's the name of the show? Like an American, he's a serial killer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Sociopath, I think.
Oh, my gosh. Somebody called me a sociopath?
For not wanting to hang out with your friends, yeah.
I mean, listen, you...
Speaking of the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, it's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
American Psycho.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Strofer on the show. We welcome in Jonathan Brust, my brother, to talk about my wedding.
Yes, sir. That's what we're doing.
What's up?
Hey,
Kyle,
JB,
Brad.
how you doing?
No, Brad, you didn't listen.
This is your... well, I'm the golf course, okay?
Of course.
So sorry about that. Yeah. Well, you guys are invited to the wedding because if Ben doesn't invite you, I wouldn't even work with him. Let's be honest. I got delegated to number 2.
Well, I haven't really announced.
Wait, how'd you get delegated to number 2? Or does that mean you thought you were going to be the best man?
Did you think you were?
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
I should,
Wait,
man.
who is?
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
for
not,
me to know, and you guys to find out.
Yeah, it's not KBN Nation's business yet.
When did you find out that this heartbreaking news of you being delegated or relegated down to number 2? When did you find this news out?
I'm in Atlanta playing golf, and he calls me. And he's like, "Hey, JB, it's Saturday at 11:30 in the morning. You have 5 minutes to talk." I'm like, "Dude, I'm on the golf course in Atlanta." He goes, "All right,
Are you never not on the golf course?
I try not to be, but it seems to happen just every day.
Cool.
And what happened when
great.
he calls you?
I had to hang up on him because I was playing golf.
So are you even hurt by it? Because you don't even seem hurt by it.
No, I actually am, because you know our relationship, and you know if you weren't 9 years younger than me, you would have been my best man.
But I wasn't.
But I didn't want to hurt our other brother's feelings. But you hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings as a young 13-year-old.
No, you know what's so sad about this is that you took this young man under his wing and you showed him everything. He wouldn't have made it as far as he did to Wisconsin without having a motivation from his big brother. And you know what, JB? You know who's gonna be my best man? And I got about 3-4 really close friends, but you know who's gonna be my best man?
Your brother.
My brother. My brother is going to be the best man in my wedding because he is my brother and he looked out for me. That's my man. So there is no way anybody else in this world will be the best man other than my brother. Blood brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
JB, I appreciate you inviting me to the wedding. I can't wait to see you next year.
He doesn't have the power to do that.
He does have the power. That's the least you can do.
He didn't mention Strofe, though, which is great, because we still don't know if Strofe is making the wedding. Do you not like this, Strofe?
I know I'm going to end up making it, and that's what I keep telling myself.
I love that you are telling yourself that, because I'm genuinely serious when I say that I don't know if you're going to make the cut.
I'll make the cut.
Stro, follow me at ESPN Kyle W on Instagram and Twitter. I'll have pictures for you. It'll be on my story. You can live vicariously through me.
He'll go live and hey, Stro!
I'm doing the cha-cha slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Hey, Strophy, 2 hops this time. Hop, hop. I got
You'll
you,
regret
Strophe.
not inviting Strofe.
Why do you assume that we're going to play the whitest song at the white wedding?
I think you just answered that question.
Yeah, did you plan on playing a cha-cha slide or electric slide?
No.
Oh, wow.
Is that
That's
on the
a
Do
lie.
Not playlist?
Yes.
Wow.
So what dance music how you gonna get people on the dance floor?
Don't forget about his Pops. He knows the disco.
So Pops has a high standard of music that needs to be played at a wedding. Now, I'd like to believe that I might go to him for a little bit of help. I haven't talked to him about it. He's coming to my house on Saturday to hang out with me and my baby girl, and I think we're going to need a band with a saxophone.
Already? You're getting help?
Thank you, Strofe. We're going to need a band that can boogie. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Band.
That's going to be they got
you're
money.
not doing DJ.
He's rich.
Why do you? When I said I'm going to go to my dad for help, it wasn't about help for the baby. It's about help for the band money.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how.
I gotta come. You know, I love me some live music.
I know you do, Strofe,
I would be electric in that crowd.
The gift has to be $250 from you.
Ooh, wow.
To come to the wedding.
And see, I already told her what my price was going to be.
So you're paying $250 to go see a live band at a wedding.
Why did you
basically everything you spend at Summerfest?
I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
Are you considering that?
$250 is not terrible. It's a little bit out of my range.
I'm gonna say you'll be invited to my wedding. If you're considering $250, I told y'all what my budget is.
Could you imagine, Kyle? Seriously, I think it's just like gonna be a long running bit by him, and he's gonna keep telling us, you're probably not. Like, I'm being serious.
No, like imagine, I'm being serious.
Imagine the FOMO the 3 of us would have if we weren't invited.
Oh, FOMO! I'm not worried about that.
Imagine Benny comes back from his honeymoon, and we're like, well, what happened?
You may not know.
We're going to have an entire week when he's on a honeymoon, and we're all going to be like, yeah, so Ben got married this weekend. Not really sure what that was about.
Strofe,
where the hell should I go on a honeymoon?
Don't know, but I can tell you this. Strofe.
That seems like a question you ask your wedding guests.
So I'll be at the wedding whether I get invited or not.
I shouldn't ask you guys then since you're not invited.
No, I'll pop up. We got too many people upstairs who are going to be invited who can't hold water. Neither can you. I'm going to know what venue is at, and I'm just going to
can't
pop
hold
up.
water.
You never heard it. They can't hold water. That means they just
Wait,
talk.
if you're getting a band, can I do DJ sets when they need breaks?
Are you free?
Sure.
Wow, you're desperate.
Yeah, you're right. I'm too desperate right now.
You're extremely
I'm too desperate right now.
I'll be there regardless if I get invited.
Dave from Aaron's already planning on being there. He got his save the date in the mail. What? I'm just kidding. See, you are, holy cow, you really want to come to this wedding.
I mean, I view you as a friend.
Oh, wow.
I know Kyle doesn't view you as a friend. I do, Benny.
Did you know this?
Yes, he knew this.
You knew that he views you as a mentor?
We've had the friend conversation, but Strofe, what have we done since you've moved to Milwaukee outside of work, outside of you getting me out when I was, when my fiance was out of town with the baby? You got me to Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Yeah, what have Kyle and Brad done since September with you outside of work?
Not much.
Brad and I went to a Brewers game together that I didn't invite Kyle to.
Did Brad bring you to the casino? Did Brad have a nice dinner with you?
No, but nice dinner.
Did Brad sit at a blackjack table and order you a drink?
Now,
like I did.
Now the thing is, you bring up a good point, not just about yourself, but now I'm questioning Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've already questioned Kyle because he doesn't consider me a friend.
I just got to turn you against everybody else.
Exactly.
Oh, I get this. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Can't wait.
Yeah.
July 2025?
Looking at August.
August 2025. Can't wait.
Looking at August.
You know why you should definitely be happy about me? Is because I am so consistent. I'm not going to sit here and kiss your behind and go to no wedding. I'm going to keep it 100. I told you exactly. Listen, I'm going to give you a gift between $70 and $100.
No.
I'm gonna no.
It's got to be 100 or you're out.
I said what I said. If I go onto the little website and something adds up to $75, I'm not going to go find something else.
That's a fair point.
I'm just going to get the gift right there.
That part's fair.
So I said what I said.
The registry is only going to be cash up to $100.
Visa gift cards, $250.
Okay, well, then there you go. You got your 100. If it's more than $100, I will go to the store, go get you your $100 Visa, and slip it right here for you.
You're already insufferable.
Kyle?
Groomzilla. No, you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Groomzilla for sure.
Dude, your fiance
I'm worse than my fiance when it comes to the wedding.
I'm gonna go ask her next time I see her. Hey, can I come to the wedding?
I would love to hear her response.
I would too.
That is also very disrespectful.
Why is it disrespectful?
Desperate energy.
I mean, look at him.
My goodness, just asking
I have no
begging
shame.
and pleading to go to a wedding. I mean, the wedding's going to be great, but it ain't the greatest wedding of all time. It ain't like
you don't know
Aaron
that.
Rodgers getting married.
I'm the producer of Ben's radio show. I need to be there.
Hear that? Ben's radio show, not our radio show.
Yeah,
He's
really
good.
You're the
He's
one
good.
getting married.
He's
Yeah,
good.
No, it's Ben's radio show.
He's good. That's good, Strofe. The brownie points up the ladder of the list.
Listen, Strofe, I've never been more ashamed of you than I am in this moment. Never been more ashamed of you.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait.
What?
Wait. My mind is
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
Unacceptable.
are like not working
Unacceptable. What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Highway 67 is closed in both directions, northbound and southbound, right at Highway 18 because of a serious incident. Not exactly sure what it is, but it's been closed all afternoon, so be careful. Westbound on 94, backing up out of the Marquette, out towards Hawley Road, back on the brakes through the zoo interchange all the way to the county line. We've also got the eastbound side of 94 slowing down, basically from 84th Street all the way through to about 35th. The rest of the system, we do have backups northbound 43, backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Keith. Southbound on and off the brakes, basically from Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette. Traffic is brought to you by the club at Lac La Belle. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, low 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Baseball, grilling, festivals, tan lines, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's Statehouse is the place to be. They've been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years, so they know a thing or two about summer fun. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, festival-famous combo platters on Saz's outdoor patio, or cool off with your friends at their famous round bar. Saz's complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Get details at Saz's.com, located at 55th and State. See you at Saz's.
Ewald Automotive knows summer is meant to be spent outside. That's why we help you get in and out in about an hour. Shop over 1,400 vehicles priced to sell during our Buys of Summer sales event. And we won't be beat on price, guaranteed. Only Ewald includes our exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your purchase. 11 brands, 10 locations, one easy experience.
Go to ewaldauto.com. Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Fun fact. I broke my ankle junior year of high school. I missed the second half of my junior basketball season. And
this hasn't been a fun fact so far.
Well, how it happened actually was one of my AAU travel basketball teammates, I drove from the right wing into the paint, and I went up for the shot, and my AAU teammate came from the help side, stripped me. And it was a fast break, and I chase down blocked him off the backboard, fell hard, got up, let's go! And then each step I took was so much pain that I had to follow the ground. So then I went into the trainer area, and I was sitting on the table, and my ankle felt fine. I was like, oh, I'm good to go. They tested all the motion, but when I put pressure on it, I broke a part where it just I couldn't do anything. So then I go to get surgery on my ankle, and they put you on anesthetic. And, you know, anesthetic makes you kind of feel loopy and good and whatnot. And I was like, hey, play some good music. Put on some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Boogie Wonderland comes on. I'm boogieing, and then I'm out. And I wake up, and then I'm loopy.
Yeah,
so,
that's how it goes.
Boogie Wonderland, when I hear that song, I think about anesthetic, anesthesiologist putting something in me, and I'm dancing, then I'm passed out, and they do the surgery.
So do you talk to any of your AAU buddies?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so you do have people from
high school, yeah. Not many, but a couple.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Will they be at the wedding?
Maybe one or two. Again, I'm not far enough down the list. You guys aren't even on the list, and you guys would be ahead of them maybe. We'll see.
I was going to say, that's crap. You say yes every day.
Yes to what?
Yes, we should be above the list than people you haven't seen in 10 years.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. You'll be above them, but I said they may. I didn't say they will.
Save the invite. I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Save the money.
Is it bad that this is under my skin as much as it is?
No, it's great. It's exactly where I want you to be.
What a loser you are, Stroke.
It's exactly where I want you to be.
Do you actually think I'm a loser?
If you're sitting here wanting to go to somebody's wedding like that, my goodness, if I don't get invited, I don't get invited. I'll just make a decision.
He wants to hang out with Frank the Tank and all the Badger basketball players he grew up watching as a kid.
I honestly didn't even think of that. I was just like, oh, people we work with. Great.
Oh, no. All my former teammates, coaches, Bo Ryan, Greg Gard. That'll be a party.
Me, Gardo, and Bo kicking back, having a few.
Talking NIL. Talking recruits.
Don't even get me started.
Will Bo actually come?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been to all the weddings. Bo loves that stuff. Now, I saw a text from our very own Brad Nortman. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with no Nortman today. He's out in Napa. He packed wine, flasks of tequila, and a whole grocery store, as Kyle put it. I thought that was very good.
He did.
He flew out to Napa, and his last submission into our text chain before he said, "This is my last thing I'm sending before I go MIA," was a tweet from Louis Riddick. And Louis Riddick, I think, is a very good analyst and good with the front office type stuff.
He played, didn't he, too?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he played front office and now a great analyst.
My last contribution before I'm MIA. Louis Riddick tweeted this. McKinney and Bullard, the new safety out of Georgia, McKinney being the new signing from the New York Giants, will be in discussion for the best tandem in the league when the season concludes. Explosive playmaking, young athletes. Now, a couple things excite me about this tweet. A, I trust Louis Riddick. B, I like explosive playmaking, and then the next part, young athletes. What did we see thrive with the Green Bay Packers last year? Young and athletes.
Athletic, explosive athletes. Absolutely.
Explosive playmaking young athletes. That is how the Green Bay Packers built their offense. And if they can continue to build their defense that way and find a defensive coordinator in Jeff Hafley that we don't know is going to be good or bad, but if you have young explosive athletes, you should be able to find a place for them to thrive in the defense. So I want to know from KBN Nation, because we hear this every year. This is Mina Kimes picking the Green Bay Packers defense heading into 2022 as a top 3 or number 2 on her list to be the best defense in the NFL. That didn't pan out. They continued to get gashed in the run defense. What position group do you believe in most on the defense?
The position group I actually believe in the most is the one that has the most depth, and that is along the defensive line. I understand that the defensive line.
You heard Brad, right? 22% of the cap this year is the D-line, and we talk about the D-line every single year.
We talk about the D-line every single year, and my hope is the fact that finally all that investment that's taking up a lot of the cap, that 22%, that investment in first-round picks, whether it's Rashawn Gary, whether it's Lucas Van Ness, whether it's Devontae Wyatt, and then on top of that you got some other picks that you drafted, it is time for those dudes to step up, and Kenny Clark as well. And so, though they have not been the most consistent, they are the ones that I trust the most, because when you look at the linebacker position, you're going to have a young guy, Edrin Cooper, who's gonna have some potential to be good, but you're lining him up with a Quay Walker that has been very inconsistent, shown flashes of how good he can be, but we're not exactly sure. And Isaiah McDuffie, who we're not sure exactly if he can be the day-to-day starter. And then you talk about the defensive backfield, though there is a lot of potential, as Louis Riddick talked about with the Xavier McKinney that we just got, and then Javon Bullard as well. We already have Jair Alexander, but opposite of him, we still have a lot of question marks. So when you look at this defense, it is a reflection of the fact that we don't have a defense that has shown that they can be consistently good and also consistently be playmakers on the football field. So that's why it leads me to the defensive line, where you have a whole bunch of high draft picks on that defensive line, a whole bunch of highly paid athletes on that defensive line. So the defensive line is the position group I trust the most.
See, you mentioned depth, and I think I'm going to go with something here that is a little risky, but it's believe here.
Oh, you're doing the safeties, huh?
No.
Defensive backs got to be.
The cornerbacks. Jair Alexander with Xavier McKinney, according to Jason Wilde and everything I've seen around OTAs and mandatory minicamps, has been, I would say, revitalized, right? There's a leadership that comes from Xavier McKinney, who wore that C with the New York Giants, coming in with a big contract. Jair's got a big contract. Those are two guys that seem like they have swag and just like a toughness about them. Well, I guess Jair, toughness when he's been able to be on the field consistently. Tackling's been an issue since his shoulder injury. But you have Jair. You have Carrington Valentine. He was a 7th-round pick. I think he'll be fighting.
You know I like Carrington.
I know you do. What's Eric Stokes going to be?
He's healthy. That's the first thing he's got to be, is healthy. If he's healthy, he could potentially contribute.
And so I guess I just think if you had a guy last year get experience in Carrington Valentine, even if he's your 3rd, if Eric Stokes, who was a 1st-round draft pick, can show the potential on a consistent basis, and you have Jair, I believe that they can be the most consistent, solid group, because relying on just a rookie next to Xavier McKinney is a little bit worrisome for me, just with the unknown. Now, the safety position is going to be important, as Jeff Hafley made it very clear. He wants Superman to be one of their safeties everywhere. Pass protection, blowing plays up.
Can play at the line of scrimmage, everything, being able to be rangy,
picking guys off, forcing fumbles.
He absolutely expected that from his guy, but you're going with the cornerbacks, and I like Jair, and I think there's some potential in other spots, But Ben, you can't sit here and act like if you really had to break it down that the defensive line isn't going to be the most reliable one that you have to trust.
But they haven't been. They've been gashed on the run game. Rashawn Gary's never had a double-digit sack season. I know how often he gets to the quarterback from a pressure standpoint, but results over pressures for me right now for Rashawn. He got paid in the middle of the season coming off an ACL. Now, year 2 of an ACL injury recovery, usually better spot, trust the leg, trust the knee a lot more. I expect big things from him, but I'm still worried because I need to see it on a consistent level off that injury.
And I think
Preston Smith's old. Lucas Van Ness is unknown. Kenny Clark's the same guy.
Time out. Right. Here's the thing. Preston Smith may be old, but Preston Smith still has some snaps in his body. Lucas Van Ness is going to take that next step, or he better take that next step in year 2. Kenny Clark has an opportunity now, which you have more guys on the D-line and going upfield and being a little bit more aggressive. Maybe Kenny Clark actually gets to pop a little bit. I feel like this defense will be good for Rashawn Gary to have his hand in the ground a lot more for this defense. Devontae Wyatt now gets to be put in a defense that may have allowed for his skill set to shine a little bit more. So I believe the transition for this defensive line is the reason why we're going to see a defensive line that's going to be much more successful than what they have been in the past.
Well, they've been leaving the window open too much for running backs, and I need them to be better.
That, my friend, we can agree on because we cannot get gashed for 200 yards multiple times this season. But you know where you'll never get gashed at? You'll never get gashed. You'll never have issues when it comes to Universal Windows Direct. They are a phenomenal company that you should definitely think about working with. If you are looking out your window and you're thinking about the fact that you raise it up and it makes a little bit of noise, you see some old chip paints in different places, your screen is missing, do not fret, do not worry. Make the great investment with Universal Windows Direct. And you know what I love about them is not when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 more. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 more. If you buy 10 windows, you get 10 more. They really set you up at a great price to get great windows as well. So call them today at 414-410-2000, and when you make that phone call, you can get additional $250 off your next project, and then on top of that, you can get 0% financing. Yes, 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years. So you can get multiple windows when you buy 2, get 2. On top of that, you can get financing 0% for 60 months and $250 off your next project. Make the call today. 414-410-2000. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my Universal Windows Direct.
I know someone who will have a educated answer to our question, which defensive position group do you believe in most? And that's the doctor of football. The guy gets it. The guy knows everything. He's a former Packer. He'll be a Packer Hall of Famer. His name is Brian Balaga. The doctor of football joins Kyle, Brust, and Nortman next before the Homer Hour.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire. It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. You try and say
Why would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You try and say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Fantasy Football League is returning. It all starts with the draft at David Buster's in Tosa on August 1st. Your first shot at being part of the draft comes on July 19th. Tune in to 94.5 ESPN all day on July 19th to see how you can be paired up with an ESPN Wisconsin host. And if you're looking to host a fantasy football draft of your own, Dave & Buster's will have you drafting like a champ. Book your fantasy draft today for special deals like free appetizers and 20% off food. Get started at dnbparty.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
Baseball and tailgating, 2 of Wisconsin's traditions, are back. Have you made a game plan? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. For over 60 years, we've been part of the starting lineup that makes your tailgate an experience. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, we're your pregame headquarters. It's not a game without a tailgate, and it's not a tailgate without a stop at Discount Liquor, where we literally have everything you need to get back to your baseball traditions. So before you head to the ballpark, head to Discount Liquor, 2 area locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor.
We all love Saturdays, but are they really all that rewarding? I mean, do you really feel rewarded after mowing the lawn or doing all your I gotta do this because today's the weekend, whatevers? Well, Potawatomi wants your Saturdays to be the most rewarding ever with a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play this July for prize drawing entries. Win on Saturdays. Plus, each Potawatomi rewards level gets their own drawing. Rewarding Saturdays at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. For more details, visit paysbig.com/rewarding. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Save big money now on pre-finished siding at Menards. Update and beautify your home with your choice of 13 timeless colors of pre-finished LP Smart Side engineered siding. It's durable and includes a Sherwin-Williams machine-applied paint warranty. That means no painting for years to come. View our entire selection of siding from LP Smart Side at Menards. #1 in customer satisfaction among home improvement retailers according to J.D. Power. For more information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you ready to start a meaningful career in healthcare? Are you looking for a job that fits your work-life balance? Become a certified direct care professional today and make life better for older adults or people with a disability. WIS Caregiver Careers makes it easy with free online training plus earn a $500 bonus. See your name on Wisconsin's Certified Direct Care Registry. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know.
College students and parents, are you looking to make the campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more. Definitely a top bump back song on all of our stations. It's Brian Balaga, the Doctor of Football, joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Nortman, just Kyle and Ben and Strofe. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're having a good day, and it's great to have you. We just asked the question because Louis Riddick is very bullish on Javon Bullard and Xavier McKinney and how they'll fit into the defense. What position group on the defense do you believe in most?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we all feel really good about Xavier McKinney, right? I mean, what, $90 million safety signing? All the, he's got all the accolades. You saw him play really well last year and all that. So it's easy to pick him, but I'm not as sold on the secondary yet. The position group that I'm really sold on is up front, the D line. I think we have a really good stable of pass rushers. I think we got guys that can play the run really well. If I had to
now, how can we say that after the last 3 years?
How could we say what? The pass rush?
I mean, all we hear playing the run. I mean, Matt LaFleur gashed every adjective imaginable.
4 200-yard rushing games last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a scheme thing. That's part of the issue.
Of course.
Listen, these guys just don't forget how to shed blocks and stop the run. It's not like they forgot how to do it. I mean, there are scheme issues that allowed that to happen. Now, we could argue that a lot of these guys that they were drafting and bringing in maybe really weren't built for the 3-down system, and they were more built for this 4-down system that we're going to see. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for. But I'm not as worried about the run game as I was last year going into the season about the run game, because we have a fresh start. It's a new defense. There's new scheme to it. The linebackers have different assignments. It's just, to me, it's a new start that brings me a little more optimism about how we'll be in the run game.
Well, I have to trust you because I believe it's a D-line as well, but your confidence that you're exuding when it comes to stopping the run, because that's the one thing that I was concerned about, makes me feel really, really good. And I know that you have experience with that. But you also have experience with Aaron Rodgers. And if Aaron Rodgers says something, does that mean it will come true? And I'm specifically talking about when he was asked about Devontae Adams, and he said, hey, I love Devontae and can't wait to play with him again. Is there something happening?
I don't know. There could be. I mean, I've been hearing that chatter as well, that there could be some lobbying to get Devontae to New York.
Taushi brought up the idea that it might be Rodgers to Vegas in 25. Like 25, 26.
Oh, so Aaron's gonna. Okay, well, maybe. I guess I don't know anything about that. I didn't expect him to move to another team. That's not really. I don't know if I see it playing out that way or not. But
real quick, something you will know. How often do you keep in touch with A-Raj? Like, when's the last time you talked to Raj?
I'd have to look back at my text. It was probably a little over a month ago. Like, the thing is, it's not like I bug him and want to talk to him every day about what he's doing every single day or how he's feeling this morning or anything like that. He and I will just randomly talk and ask him how things are. He'll ask how the family's doing. Pretty simple stuff. And then if there's anything happening in the world, whether it's sports or non-sports, he and I will discuss that kind of topic. And
so many questions popped in my head for that one.
And we just go back and forth. Listen, we spent a lot of time together. Like, we spent a lot of time together, over the years, especially my time in Green Bay. So, like, we're buddies. Like, so it's not like you're having a conversation with your boss. You're just having a conversation with a friend. So that's kind of the way I look at it. And, it's kind of one of those things that no topic is off limit, in my opinion. If, something happens, you can give him a hard time. He'll do the same right back to you. It's just kind of to me, it's just...
Okay, right. I'm sorry, bro. So you're the reason why I don't get to vote for Aaron Rodgers. You told him to go back to New York. You told him not to be Kennedy's VP. That was your fault?
No, I didn't. I have not discussed that with him at all. That is not a topic.
You said no topic was off limits, so Kyle was like, "Wait a second."
Like, you're the reason why I can't write him in. He would have been great at the debate.
No, what I'm saying is, like, that wasn't something that I found interesting enough to speak to him about because it didn't happen. Right? Like, it was just It was a rumor, and I don't know if it was true or not, but he didn't get picked, so that is what it is.
Brian Balaga joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the Homer Hour. He is the doctor of football, and you had a conversation with Homer about David Bakhtiari. Homer brought up the fact of, like, is there any chance that he would ever play for the Packers again? I think I'm in the camp of, like, I don't think I want it under any circumstance. I know you mentioned that injuries could play a factor and whatnot, but why would you bring somebody back where he has not been on the field from an injury standpoint? And from a culture standpoint, I'm not saying he's a bad teammate, but this team seems to be going in a different direction with youth and energy in that sort of way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Dave's obviously at a certain point in his career, even if Dave is completely healthy and if he's 100% healthy and playing the way he normally does, any team's going to take him.
Of course,
tackle. I mean, I guess I'll start with that because if I was the Green Bay Packers and Dave had a very successful rehab and his knee's great and he proves that he can play again, I'd be like, okay, well, welcome back. I mean, at least that's what I would do.
He's a stud week one.
Yeah, because I know exactly how Dave plays. But if we're looking from a cultural standpoint, Dave's at a different part of it in his life. As we saw with Aaron Rodgers a few years back when everyone was like, why isn't he interacting with the young guys? Why is he behaving? Like, guys are in different stages of life. And that's just the way it is. You don't hang out with every single guy on the team just because you throw the ball to him or it's just not that way. Obviously Dave knows Elton Jenkins. He's close with Elton. He played a lot of snaps next to Elton. There were guys in the locker room that obviously he played with over the last few years, but the team is younger, right? He's like I said, in a different stage of life. Maybe it wouldn't be a great fit from a locker room standpoint, but I just look at it for Dave. Dave can go into any room and fit in. That's the type of guy Dave is. He's got a great personality on him. He is, like a big child. That's how he behaves. That's what I always. That's how I always looked at him as just like a big kid. So like he can go into any situation and figure it out and fit in. And then obviously the common denominator for everything is if you play really well, you can fit in anywhere. It doesn't matter what the locker room's like. So I just don't see it happening. We'll just say that. Like I just don't see it happening unless, like I said, last Homer Hour, unless there's just major injury issues and Dave hasn't been picked up on a team yet.
Talking with Brian Balaga here before the Homer Hour. He is the doctor of football. Homer, toss that mic on for one quick second here.
Yes.
What is the biggest question you want to ask Brian Balaga coming up?
How did he know when he owned a defensive lineman? And how quickly in a game? Like this dude, he would say he's too nice. Dude has no chance. Go tell my quarterback, you aren't going to get touched all day.
I love that. That's next on the Homer Hour. Brian, obviously, thank you for joining us, but don't go anywhere.
Appreciate it.
That's Brian Balaga, the doctor of football. What time?
See, I would be happy if D-Bach came back. I think D-Bach has a bad
Every day. Every day. What's wrong with people?
No,
he's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
When he's healthy.
Fine.
Yeah, but
that's what we're saying. I'll take my chances with him. I want him back on the team.
He could be a championship piece, man.
Well, you're going to hear Homer and Brian Balaga for the next hour on the Homer Hour in 2 minutes.